Hank, you've never gotten this?
I have not.
I got to shake hands with Stephen A. Smith, and he has
24 starting quarterbacks ago, 8 head coaches, 7 stadium names ago.
Whoa. Just hire someone random and see if they can beat Josh McDaniels. That would be fun.
Yeah.
I have a report from someone at the game.
He seems like a genuine guy. People like him.
Yep.
He's a little weird. Probably, I'd say he's in the bottom quartile of quarterbacks to do drugs with in the NFL.
Yeah. I just don't understand why you have Andy Dalton playing quarterback.
Like, can you imagine Russell Wilson on cocaine? How fucking annoying he would be?
On today's Pardon My Take, Week 10 of the NFL. Some crazy, crazy games. Vikings, Bills, people are calling it the game of the season thus far. We have a lot of games to break down, including maybe the return of the Green Bay Packers. We have Football Guy of the Week. Who's Back of the Week? It's a Football Monday on Pardon My Take, the absolute best, and it's brought to you by our friends at Morgan & Morgan, the absolute best in America's largest personal injury law firm. They have over 800 attorneys and offices across the country. Going up against the big companies for the money you deserve requires having the big guns on your side. So let's say last year you were in a car accident or something. You need to hire a lawyer. It was maybe a mess the first time. Morgan & Morgan are the people you need because they will back you. And when you're injured, you deserve more. Morgan & Morgan has more offices, more lawyers, and more than $15 billion recovered. And even better, this is the part you got to listen to. They're completely free to work with unless you win your case. So they will help you out, and they will try to win this case for you. Injured, visit forthepeople.com/pardon to see if you have a case. It's no cost to you. That's forthepeople.com, FOR thepeople.com. Also, special shout out to John Morgan. I was driving down to Philly for the Barstool Invitational. He has a bunch of billboards, JAWN Morgan. That's just good advertising.
That's solid.
I chuckled every time I saw it. So go check out Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com/pardon to see if you have a case. It's no cost to you. That's forthepeople.com/pardon.
Which Morgan is first?
Morgan.
Morgan, okay. He's my favorite.
Okay, let's go. Welcome to Pardon My Take, presented by Morgan & Morgan. Go visit forthepeople.com/pardon to see if you have a case. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest personal injury law firm. It's no cost to you. That's forthepeople.com/pardon. Today is Monday, November 14th, week 10. What? No, get it.
Football season is once again among us.
We start in Germany. Guten Tag, NFL fans.
God bless you, Boom.
Tom Brady hoped to offset his crypto losses by increasing the value of the Bucs. Our foreign correspondent PFT commenter was live in Munich for this one, so let's kick it to him for a recap of the game.
Yeah, stop me if you've heard this before, but we've got a team from Washington invading Europe trying to combat the Blitz. Hey, speaking of Deutschmarks, here's another buck that's dealt with out-of-control inflation issues before. That's right, it's Tom Brady. Hey, I know another leader who appealed to the power of Aryans. DK Meinkampf got locked up and didn't write back. It looks like the Seahawks really missed their chancellor. And boy, did that guy love Wagner, too. Pete Carroll learned offense from Norm Chow, but ironically, it was his Norman D that let them down. Rashad and Devin really rallied the German fans in the stands who were all having a blast talking about how great those whites were. As a nice change of pace, this time the leader who's absolutely destroyed his own face recently ended up winning. Oh, and also Chris Godwin had a touchdown that sent the stands into a frenzy, but you know who else liked to rile up crowds?
And that was PFT commenter unloading the clip. Bucs 21, Seahawks 16.
And back stateside in Kansas City, where Kadarius Tony Robbins did the hot coal walk down the sideline for a touchdown, reminding people your past does not equal your future. Or, put more succinctly, when you catch balls from Patrick Mahomes, you'll actually be good at the NFL. Christian Twerk had Chiefs defenders chasing him from behind, staring at his ass as he scored twice. Noah, that shit Gray, balled so hard motherfuckers want to find me, scored, and the Chiefs were too much for the Jaguars, as Chris Kirkpatrick Mahomes was in sync with his offense all afternoon and said bye to to the Jaguars' attempt at an upset. Chiefs 27, the Jaguars 17.
In Western New York, Justin Jefferson's starship flew above the defenders all day, singing, "Don't you want somebody to glove? Don't you need me to catch with this glove?" In a game with too many cooks, it was Dalvin who won Top Chef, using the simple ingredients of a good block and pure speed. The game was a wild one down to the end when Eric Jimmy Kendricks recovered a fumble in the end zone, making Viking fans go into a purple haze of delirium. And as we went to overtime, it was the new nightmare Kirk Cousins leading the Vikings to an improbable victory, sending the haters, of which there are many, deep into a bottle of copium. Vikings 36, Bills 33. Pass that copium, Teach.
Over to Nashville, and in a touching tribute to LeBron James, Ryan Tannehill was back and reportedly told Coach Vrabel before the season began, "Yeah, I think this Nathaniel Hackett guy's in over his head. Also, there's no way that you'll sign Will Compton to this team." Speaking of Tannehill, his newfound weapon, Nick Westbrook-Akini Matata, means no worries for their passing craze, as they linked up for 119 yards and 2 touchdowns. On the other side of the ball, people are starting to ask if Sus Wilson really is a quarterback at all. Titans 17, Broncos 10.
Up to Chicago, where Bears fans are in a foreigner mindset, as it feels like the first time. It feels like the very first time that they've had a franchise quarterback, as Justin ran all over the Lions defense. Skull Komet dipped into the end zone twice, but Bears fans felt Egypt out of a victory as Cairo missed a crucial extra point. In a turn of events, Kennedy was the one that fired the last shot, as Tom's 44-yard gain set up the game-winning touchdown for Detroit. As Lions fans are saying, "I never knew there were I never knew there were road wins in this soup," with Dan Chunky Campbell sealing his first victory away from home. Lions 31, Bears 30. You could keep that part in. I thought about the commercial there.
Pass it down. Don't hog it all.
Don't hog it all.
Down to Miami, where it was the Docking Bowl, as Chubb went head first versus Chubb. But enough about that, as we better put this Chubb talk to bed before Deshaun Watson returns. Browns defenders couldn't quite hold on to Jeff Wilson Phillips as he ran for 117 yards and told Cleveland fans, "Things will go your way." Just kidding, you're the Browns. You know this game sucked because everyone's least favorite character, Skylar White Thompson, made an appearance at the end. Dolphins 39, the Browns 17.
Out to Vegas, where it may be Sunday, but Jeff Saturday is for the boys. Viva! Speaking of for the boys, Jonathan Taylor-Lewan ripped off a monster touchdown run, and somebody please check his piss. And in a surprise start, Matt Ryan was rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, and rumbling for almost 40 yards in a scramble. The most exciting moment of the game for the Raiders occurred before kick, when Thierry walked on the field to tell Josh McDaniels, "You're not that guy, pal." The Colts beat the Raiders 25-20.
Some spread.
spread.
Up to the frozen tundra, where we regret to inform you of the passing of Mike McCarthy's personal mentor, Gallagher. Hope the watermelons are ripe in heaven. The Green Day Packers have been playing like Dookie after their quarterback has been sipping on brain stew. CD Lamb Chop scored twice, and for a moment, it felt like the game that never ends. It just goes on and on, my friends. Some people started watching it not knowing what it was, and they'll continue watching it forever just because Mason Crosby, Stills, and Nash won the game in overtime and reminded his quarterback, "If you can't get the first-round receivers that you want, love the one you're with. Love the one you're with." Packers 31, Cowboys 28.
Standing on the corner, Jameis Winston down in NOLA, such a fine sight to see. It's Coach Tomlin and George Pickens making Yingers very happy. Come on, Pittsburgh, TJ's not injured. Put Jameis in, I'm sick of this ginger.
Steelers 20, Saints 10. And that is week 10, brought to you by our friends at Chevy. Check out the all-new Chevy Silverado. It is the greatest truck ever created, the Chevy Silverado. There is one player that is never a pretender and always a contender, because we are in that part of the season where we find out who's for real. That player is the Chevy Silverado. Silverado shows up week in and week out with unstoppable grit and determination. Chevy Silverado is the ultimate tailgate flex with the available multi-flex tailgate and power outlet built right into the bed. And the first ever ZR2 is the ultimate off-road machine. From tailgates and stadiums lots to off-road adventures, Chevy Silverado has you covered. Head over to Chevy.com to learn more about the Chevy Silverado today and check out the first ever ZR2. It's the ultimate off-road machine. Thank you to Chevy. Thank you to Silverado. We love you both. And that was Week 10 Boomers. Okay, Week 10 in the books. We got about 9 minutes left in Sunday Night Football. Chargers 16, 49ers 13 right now. We'll update when we finish. It feels like a Jimmy G doesn't have his A-game game.
When does Jimmy G have his A-game?
Every now and then. But I think a 49ers fan responded to me on Twitter, and I was like, get your shit together, 49ers. He's like, when Jimmy G is not playing well, the whole team just like drops to his level.
So Kyle Shanahan is obsessed with Christian McCaffrey.
Obsessed.
He's like obsessed, like capital O, like butt crazy.
Going nuts.
He's like a clinger,
yeah,
a little bit. He's calling every play for him, and sometimes they just get up to the line of scrimmage. Oh, is this going to be a touchdown for Jimmy G? Nope, almost. Sometimes they get up to the line of scrimmage, and it just looks like the play call is just Kyle Shanahan says, run to the right.
Well, also there's these plays where Christian McCaffrey, and I know obviously a football mind will tell me I'm wrong and they actually serve a purpose, but there are some plays where he just wants to see Christian McCaffrey run in circles. Because he'll just like run behind the line of scrimmage like a bunch of different ways, and then Jimmy G will just sneak it right going forward. Just to distract him. It's kind of a look at my thumb, G, you're dumb, for Kyle Shanahan in football form.
Or just like having Christian McCaffrey run over towards the sideline so Kyle can see him up close. Just be like, yeah, he looks good, doesn't he?
He looks real good.
I did that. I brought him here.
Yeah, he looks real good. All right, so we will recap that. Week 10, crazy week, crazy games. We usually go chronological order, which would mean we would start in Germany, but we have to change it up this time because we had what people are saying is the game of the year thus far, and it is Vikings 33, Bills 30, an absolutely chaotic game. The Vikings are now 8-1. Should we start with saying something nice about the Vikings? I'll say something nice about the Vikings. Justin Jefferson is the best receiver in the NFL. And I'm confident in saying that. What he did in that game, the catches he made, the fourth down catch he made was one of the craziest catches I've ever seen. He intercepted the ball from the defender with one hand. And that was he had already made a one-hand catch. He made like 4 or 5 catches in this game that everyone in the room stopped and was like, holy fuck, that was insane.
Yeah, when he's not open, he's very open.
Right.
You just throw the ball in his general direction, and he'll figure out a way to catch it. The one catch that he made that everyone's talking about, he got his one hand on. The defender actually jumped up in the air, got 2 hands on the ball.
Yeah.
They fall to the ground. I bet you if the
4th and 18.
If the defender wasn't touching the ball at that point, I think he would have dropped it. I think the defender helped him make that catch.
The game's over though. The game's over if he doesn't catch that.
He's insane. He's not real. He did the gritty, and when he did the gritty, a lot of people listen. Me and Big Cat are gritty experts.
We know
here on the show. We do gritty power rankings. Kirk Cousins still by far the best gritty that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
When he did the gritty and he pretended to pop his hamstring.
Yep.
The announcers freaked the fuck out.
They were like, "Oh my god!"
They didn't understand.
They were like, "Oh no, Justin Jefferson," because it was the first drive. We've told you on this show, but if you don't bet the Vikings to have first quarter over or whatever the line could be, they always score on their first drive. I think it's 6 out of 9 games now. They score on a touchdown on their first drive. Yeah, he pops the hammy gritty, and the announcers freak out. And this is probably the only time very nuanced, detailed celebrations in the NFL is maybe the only thing that we can be cool about anymore.
Yeah, because listen, we're very good at watching football.
We knew right away.
We're awesome at watching football. I'd say that we're maybe a top 100 football watcher in the United States right now.
Yeah, not just so people don't get upset about that statement. We don't know the most about football. We just are the best at sitting there and doing nothing and and visually just having our eyes on football games for as many hours as possible.
And absorbing the dumbest things
Right.
about the games and becoming experts on those. But yes, we're very cool, and so we knew that that's a thing that he's doing. It's part of the gritty. Don't get tricked. The announcers flipped out. They were panicking. They're like, is he going to be gone for the rest of the game? No. That's just what the kids are doing with their gritties.
And yeah.
It's cool to pretend. Deshaun Jackson, he's actually way ahead of his time.
Yeah.
Pretending that he's had a hurt hamstring for the last 12 years.
Yes, he's been doing it for a very long time. The Justin Jefferson, though, and we talk about more stuff in this game, but I just like what he does for this team and like the big playability and the catches he makes. And then you even saw it, that pass interference call that he got in the overtime, I believe, to extend the drive. It was simply because Justin Jefferson had burned the Bills so bad that day that whatever cornerback was on him was just so frustrated, he just shoved them over.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm sick of getting burned, and I just don't want to do this anymore, so I'm just going to try to push you and hope that they don't call it. That's those are the plays that don't show up on his stat sheet, which was 10 for 193 and a touchdown. But every big play, every big third down, fourth down, it felt like the Vikings were just hanging on. And whenever they needed something, it was like, all right, I'm just going to throw it. And Kirk Cousins like, I'm going to throw it in Justin Jefferson's general vicinity, and I know that he will make a play because he's better than everyone else.
Yeah, so I actually was thinking about Justin Jefferson's ability to draw pass interferences because that's something that isn't tracked as much in your stat sheet as it could be. And it's actually like a real big asset. If you can get good at drawing those interferences,
Yep.
those are as good as catches.
Yeah.
Like in terms of game flow, in terms of what it means to help your team win. And so I actually had Stathole Sports look up how good certain players were. Justin Jefferson was number 6 in the NFL last year in terms of yardage drawn from pass interference.
Okay. Who is one?
Number
Tyreek?
one. No, Tyreek.
Oh.
Tyreek is number 1 this year.
Okay.
In fact, the Dolphins, both Waddle and Hill, are both top 5 in the NFL at drawing. I think that's what Mike McDaniel learned. He's like, we can absolutely hack the rule book.
If you just run faster than everyone.
And then probably maybe get underthrown just a little bit.
No.
Just a little bit.
No.
And then you start working your way back to the ball, you get interfered with. I'm just saying, like,
careful.
Teaming those guys
making
up.
a lot of lists.
Teaming those guys up with Tua, who occasionally, in practice,
Wind.
will throw into a heavy wind. That is the new money ball.
Yeah.
It's just fast wide receivers with like 95% arm strength quarterbacks.
Joe Flacco showed us the way.
He did. He absolutely did. So Brandon Cooks was number 1 by far last year.
Okay.
He's really, and I think that's something that he's been consistent at. But also, number 2 this year is Cortland Sutton, and he was number 2 last year also. So he's just elite at it.
I wonder too. That's a very funny stat because I bet you there's something too with Brandon Cooks being number 1 last year. It probably helps that he's the only weapon on the Texans, so there's multiple defenders and more of a chance for him to get pass interfered with.
That's true. And our friend Sam Schwartzstein told me, he was talking to me a couple weeks ago about how cornerbacks, how you have to be really good at cheating to be really good at playing
Seahawks.
at being the position. Yeah, they'll change the rules for you. If you break the rules hard enough, they won't call it every single time. So he was saying that actually cornerbacks that get called for a lot of pass interference are usually the best cornerbacks in the league because to commit pass interference, you have to be close enough to the man that you're covering to reach out and touch him.
Right.
Which is a real backwards way to look at it.
It's the old Derek Jeter, friend of the show now, but you can't get an error if you don't get close to the ball.
That's very true.
It's exactly the same thing.
If you don't touch it.
Yeah. So this game, though.
It was awesome.
It was awesome. And it was crazy. Like the Bills, we should talk a little bit about the Bills, the fact that the Bills, as good as they are, it does feel there's 2 games now that I can point to where it feels like for a lack of a better way of describing it, they've been kind of playing with their food. Mm-hmm. Like the Packers game on Sunday Night Football when they were up a lot and they should have won. It should have been a total blowout, and it kind of got weird at the end where they only won by 10. And then this game where they were in control of the entire first half, they were in control of the start of the second half. It felt like there was that moment where they were going, they were up 10. They didn't kick a field goal. It was 4th and 2. Josh Allen threw an interception, which ended up not mattering because it's 4th and 2. So you're just trying to make a play. And then from that moment on, it was like, wait, the Bills could lose this game? And then just crazy plays kept on happening for the Vikings up until the Bills win the game with Kirk Cousins getting stopped at the 1-inch line. And then the next play, the Bills fumbling in the end zone, for a Vikings touchdown, which was one of the craziest like 2-play sequences because Kirk Cousins looked like he got in with a second effort but didn't. And then the next play, Josh Allen center fumble, I don't know whose fault it was, and Eric Kendricks dives on it, and the Vikings, people were saying it was a ball, don't lie, it was not because it was correctly called that Kirk Cousins was down, but it was wild. It was wild.
It was crazy at the end of that game, and the way that the Bills ended up losing it was actually very Vikings-like.
Yeah.
It was a very Vikings ending for them where it's just like the game's wrapped up. It's in their hand, and it was just heartbreak for them at the end.
But it's also very Vikings-like. Now, Vikings fans, this is where you'll start getting upset. I do think your team is good. That was an impressive win. I'll say that. Kirk Cousins made some big-time throws, mostly Justin Jefferson catches, but he also made some doy-doy plays.
He made some big-time throws also to the Bills.
Yes, he did. He made a couple doy-doy plays, but a road win in Buffalo against that Bills team, no matter what status Josh Allen is, deserves credit. So I'm giving you your credit right now. 8-1. There's some luck in there, but that's you don't apologize for luck. You're 8-1. But like having that sequence happen is very. That was a microcosm of this Vikings season because it does feel like they're getting a lot of the bounces, and sometimes it's just your season.
Yeah,
and this is where I start getting worried that maybe the bounces just keep going all the way to the Super Bowl.
And then also they have an impact fullback, as we've discussed on this program. C.J. Ham got a nice touchdown in there. Their running game, just overall.
Dalvin Cook,
That's what's going to be a problem. The Vikings are a good team. I will freely admit that. The Vikings they're very good.
It's past the point where we can say otherwise.
No, I can't. So we could come on the air right now and we could say that the Vikings are complete and total frauds. But that would be disingenuous because I don't believe that the Vikings are complete and total. I think that they're partially frauds.
I think they're a very good team that
they're
now
fraudulent adjacent.
I would say I'm worried that they would get to the NFC Championship game. I am now officially saying that because the way the NFC is shaking out, it feels like if the Vikings will get that second seed and whoever is the 7th seed is going to be a team that we think about as like, ooh, watch out for them, like a Packers, possibly maybe a Seahawks or a 49ers, or, I mean, Rams are kind of dead, but one of those teams, and or the Giants maybe, and I think the Vikings will beat them and be on their way. Like I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried because they will have home field advantage till the NFC Championship.
The Vikings will probably win a playoff game, and we will get nervous at that point. I'm worried about the Bills' defense because we talked about it a little bit last week. They feel a little bit small on defense. They feel like they
got run on.
They're built to stop, to play with a lead and to stop opposing quarterbacks from passing. They're built to get after the quarterback. They're not really built to plug up those holes up front, and they got gashed.
What are you gonna say, Hank?
1-3 without Jordan Poyer.
1-3 without Jordan. He's significant. We should have a Josh Allen discussion. We are a Josh Allen podcast. We were probably the first one. We love him.
He makes too many tackles.
Best friend of ours. So there's two ways to look at it. One is he has been making some mistakes. Like that was a bad throw in overtime. I still think the 4th and 2, you're just making a play. If you can't convert the 4th down, an interception doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It was a bad throw in overtime. He obviously had a bad game against the Jets. He made another bad interception against the Packers when they were trying to put that game away. As bad as those look, I do believe, and people call us biased, that's just the Josh Allen experience. Because what he does well, you have to let him play freely. And he just, getting down to where that interception took place, he was making insane runs. He made big-time passes to get them to overtime. It's kind of you take the good with the bad, and sometimes there are some bad throws, but that's just how he played. Like, you can't put him in a box. You can't be like Josh Allen game manage.
You can't tell a cage bird not to sing.
You know what I mean, though? Like, and I know people will say, oh, you're just saying this and you're excusing a bad throw. It was a bad throw. It was a bad throw, and I actually said it when we were watching live. I was like, I feel like a bad throw's going to happen.
He was taking a lot of chances, and I think when he's even partially injured, when he's 3% injured, those throws that he usually gets away with, because he always makes weird throws that you watch him and you're like, you should not pass that ball.
Right.
It's a bad idea, but he makes it happen because he's the only person on the planet that can do some of the stuff that he does.
Right.
But if he's just a little bit injured even, all those throws turn into the worst mistakes that you've ever seen.
Right, exactly.
And so it's tough. He does make too many tackles on defense. Just let a couple let a wide receiver chase that guy down occasionally. And he's still running people over. He's jumping over people. He plays recklessly, but that's kind of what's awesome about watching him.
It's absolutely what's awesome.
If he stopped playing recklessly, it would take away all the joy of watching Josh Allen.
That's my point. It's like you can't walk away from that game being like, oh, man, we got to fix this issue. Yes, he has to make better decisions at times, but all the good things that happen are because he's just like playing this free football where it's like he's running over people. He's
awesome,
throwing it long. So I don't know. I mean, it does feel like the Bills are in that funk, that midseason funk that teams can get into, especially when you are a Super Bowl favorite and you're killing everyone. And it's like, oh, we're just waiting for the big games. This can happen to teams, so it will be interesting to see how they respond. Like, they need to write it. They need to get – I don't know who they play next week.
Home against the Browns.
Yeah. All right, so that's got to be a whomping. I expect that to be an absolute whomping, and if it isn't, then I will say, hey, something's wrong, because the Vikings, like we said, are a good team.
They're good. Now, if I were to disrespect the Vikings, which I won't do,
nope,
because we're saying very nice things about them.
Never said that.
I would point out that since the merger, the Vikings are the second worst 8-1 team of all time in terms of point differential.
Oh,
I would
point
just say
differential
that.
Now.
I'm not gonna say it, but if I were to disrespect them, I would bring that up.
Now, PFT, pretend that I am 5 years old. What is point differential?
That's the points that you score minus the points that the other guy scores.
So if you score more points than the other team, and you're 8-1. If you're 8-1, you should have a lot more points than the other team.
Yeah,
right?
you should. You should have a ton more points.
How many
than
more
the
do
other
the
team.
Vikings have?
These Vikings have. Hang on. Plus 35 right now. They have 35.
They're 8-1.
They're 8-1. So what's 35 divided by 8? I'm not a math guy. Was that like?
It's about 7.
Like 4?
No, that's not 7.
No, Jake.
Whoa.
No, Jake.
Divided by
Jake. Oh,
divide
no.
by 9. 35 divided by 9 is actually the question that we're looking at.
Oh, boy, it's like 4.5.
Yeah, that's bad.
Is that right?
That's about right. So I really want to find out more about the
Yeah,
1976 Raiders, because the 1976 Raiders were 8-1, and they had a cumulative point differential of 11
I like that.
off 9 wins. They were 11 points better than their
that
opponent.
probably they had to have lost by
a lot,
$1 billion
which
to
I
one team.
which I would actually respect if you're that's kind of what the. Okay, now I'm talking my way back into respecting the Vikings.
Yeah, because they lost to the Eagles.
They got killed
by
by
a
the
lot.
Eagles, which means that they're probably beating other teams by a decent amount. But yeah, congratulations to the Vikings. Congrats, Kirk Cousins.
They're a good team.
He didn't wear any of the chains, or he didn't do the Kirk Thuggins thing like
He
he
didn't
did
do
last
anything?
week.
I
No,
thought we were expecting something.
they were going to, and then Kirk was like, I think that's probably reached the end of. It's actually like a great move by Kirk to nip this in the bud,
God
because
damn it.
if it went on week after week, then it would get really lame. But he cut it off after like 2 times when it was cool. So fucking Kirk Cousins, I hate how much I like you piece of shit.
That
You-
sucks.
You very pleasant, likable asshole.
And the perverts and sicko Viking fans that are listening to this and listening to us have to compliment their team, knowing how much it pains us. You're right. It does pain us.
And I will say, the refs missed a call in overtime too.
They
with
did.
Gabe Davis.
The Gabe Davis. No, going to overtime. It was to get the field goal to bring it to overtime.
There we go. At the end of the fourth quarter, Gabe Davis dives out of bounds. He lost control of the ball on replay, but they sprinted up to the line of scrimmage and they ran a play before the replay official could buzz down.
But this is why
Skull don't lie.
This is why I'm nervous about the Vikings, because their luck is so overpowering of the other team that even when they get screwed, they still won.
Yeah.
Because the rule is you can't complain about that call when you win. Like, you can't be like, well, what about that call? No, you won.
Yeah.
So it's all good. But that's how strong their luck has been this year.
It's been pretty good.
It's been very, very strong.
It's been good. And the Vikings are, I would be confident if I were them, because today you proved that you're not a fluke.
Yeah.
It's not a fluky team that you have.
No.
You can play with anybody.
No, they can.
But
the Bills are. Everyone
also,
thinks the Bills are the best team, or one of the best teams.
Vikings fans are also deeply, deeply scarred from the things that they've seen in their past.
Yeah,
in the history of their franchise. Like, I'd say that they're up there with the Falcons for being the most, like, they carry around a certain heaviness to a Vikings fan.
And
it's just always in the back of your head, like, this can't be good.
And we've talked about it. They're also Timberwolves fans, Twins fans,
yeah.
Wild fans.
Yeah.
I mean, the Lynx. Shout out the Lynx.
I like.
Lynx are a fucking dynasty.
I know that they don't like me because of what I've said about Kirk Cousins in the past. I actually like Vikings fans. I would do the exact same thing that they do right now
Yeah.
if I was a Vikings
Oh no,
fan.
it's actually the purest form of like all's fair.
And they're
when Vikings fans get like shitty in my mentions, I'm like, I'll keep saying what I'm saying.
Yep.
You say what you're saying. We have our lines, and it's respect.
Yeah, it's Minnesota nice.
Yeah, it's a respectful like. You don't like me, I don't like you.
Yeah,
but we also kind of like each other.
It's the very definition of
Yeah.
Minnesota nice. It's like,
Yeah.
I hate you, but I'm still going to keep interacting with you because
Yeah.
like you're being friendly.
Yeah, right. And then when we get the last laugh, you'll have to listen to that. And it's coming.
That's very true.
It's
I've already
coming.
got my ass cheek picked out. I'm going with the right one.
Nice.
Right butt cheek.
I think I'm going to go tramp stamp. If I have to
cool.
get face.
Kirk Cousins'
Kirk
face
Cousins'
on,
face.
on the small of your back.
It will already like kind of ruin everything, so why not just really ruin it?
The thing about guys' asses is that like nobody looks at a guy's naked butt and it is like, oh, that looks hot.
Right.
So like I could have Kirk Cousins' face. I could actually go across both butt cheeks and have his mouth be the hole.
I might be the grundle. I'm going to put him in the grundle,
Yeah,
so he's eating my ass. Now we're talking.
And that's talking Vikings Bills.
All right. Next up. Oh, last thing. Justin Jefferson now has the most 100-yard receiving games in the first 3 seasons for any wide receiver. He just passed Randy Moss, so that's pretty crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, pretty nuts. He has 20 of them.
He is very fun to watch.
He's so fun to watch. All right, back to Germany. Bucs, Seahawks. Bucs 21, Seahawks 16. The Bucs, it feels like this is now the Bucs that we've been waiting for. Their defense played well. Their run game actually showed up, which was crazy. And the Bucs slowly maybe are righting the ship. Like that was
big time zone game though.
it was
Don't
no,
forget about the
and
time
I
zones.
told you those tweets were coming. Tom Brady, the
6:30.
first ever quarterback to win in 4 different countries.
It's a sad torch passing game though.
Why?
Did you guys hear this stat? Big time passing the torch for this one. Tom Brady just surpassed Blake Bortles to become the league leader in passing yards in international games.
Wow, that is
So
sad.
Tom Brady now has 1,210 international passing yards.
Wait, take out Mexico though. North America shouldn't.
International games.
Yeah, I know, but it should just be non-North
European.
American games.
European,
yeah.
just Europe.
So I think we still get it.
Okay, because Blake Bortles has 1,209. So Brady has one more yard. So either wait. We could also go back and review like all the film.
tape. Yeah, I would like to
And,
do that.
and take out, see if
I
we
would
can
like to do
find
that.
one incorrectly scored throw by
I would
Tom
like to
Brady
do that, yes.
and restore it because there's no chance that Tom's going to continue to play. This has got to be like towards the end, right? He's not going to play another international game.
He's lost a lot of money
He lost
recently.
the FTX
a lot
thing.
of money
He's probably
recently.
going to be around for the next 20 years.
Yeah, he between a divorce, like quick way to get a guy to keep having to work really hard at his job.
Yeah.
Divorce and being involved in a crypto scam.
That's about it. And there's a massive overlap in those two Venn diagrams.
Yeah,
as
that
well.
is. Yeah, I would say he's kind of hit the bingo this week, or this last 2 weeks of everything you don't want to have happen.
I've got another crazy stat here. The Bucs have scored 21 points or less in all 5 of their victories this year.
That is crazy. The way that and I bet on the Bucs this morning, and everyone knows I'm actually like climbing out of my hole of what they put me in terms of trusting them to like be a competent team. Their defense is still very, very good, and Antoine Winfield was back. If they can play competent, semi-competent offensive football, which they were able, like, this is the first time they've been able to run the ball all year. Julio Jones showed up. That was crazy. Tom Brady was good outside of his interception. Like, that looked like a team as good as the Seahawks season has been. They're just better than the Seahawks. Like, they were just a better team than the Seahawks. Now they're 5-5. They're I think the Falcons are 4-6, but they are 1-3 in the division. So, like, the Bucs now have everything in front of them where if they don't totally fuck up, we're going to be sitting here. They're going to have a home playoff game in January.
Yeah, and Tom Brady might extend his career by switching to wide receiver.
Yeah.
Because that was a hell of a route that he ran. Well, he ran 2 routes today. The first one, they put him out wide. Nobody covered him because, why would you cover Tom Brady? He cannot throw and catch the ball at the same time.
Correct.
As his ex-wife pointed out to us.
Yes.
He was out there on all by his lonesome. They did not guard him. So they went back to the well, and they're like, okay, if you're not going to guard Tom, let's have playoff Lenny or Germany Lenny, whatever he goes by over in Europe. Let's have Leonard Fournette just take a direct snap and throw a ball to him. Tom fell down, slipped on the grass, and then got called for tripping.
Yes.
On the same play.
Yes.
It might have been, I'd say that might be the worst play of Tom Brady's career.
Yeah.
And what?
The dropped catch in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, all of his worst moments are when he's
a
playing
wide receiver. Yeah, right. Don't put him out wide.
Put him out. I think Tom Brady is a good quarterback. Let's keep him there.
I'm going to say I agree. I concur. Doctor, I concur.
Hey, you've seen more Tom Brady plays than probably anybody. Would you say that was top 2 worst Tom Brady moment?
Yeah, Super Bowl was probably one.
Yeah, that ball going through his hands. Max, what did you think about that one?
I enjoyed that one.
Okay, so we got the whole, all sides on that one.
I really did enjoy the German presentation. It was just something new.
Yeah.
Like it was new. When they sang Country Roads and the entire stadium sang along, that was cool.
It just confirms that song is just like one of the, it's Mount Rushmore sing-along songs. Also, all the pictures of the enormous beers that the Germans get to drink in their stadiums. That fucking ruled. Like, they were just drinking personal pitchers. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what the fuck? I want one of these.
They have to do that during Oktoberfest next year.
Yeah, I like that. I agree. Something new. We've watched the same England game, it feels like 100 times.
Yeah.
That was cool. It was like, just even the national anthem. Oh, the 49ers just, wow, that sucks for anyone who has the 49ers because they just intentionally, I feel like, went down twice. That was weird.
That's tough.
Yeah, that was weird. And then they're going to kick a field goal so they could still lose this game. That's very weird.
One thing I enjoy seeing on TV, or I guess I just noticed it in the European games, is the Jumbotrons overseas are way smaller than they are here in the United States. They have a long ways to go to keep up with American football stadiums. Like, there's no place in Germany or in England that has the Jerry World Jumbotron that covers the entire field.
Yes.
They have, like, a tasteful, small television.
Yeah, nice one. Like, let's
mounted up.
actually watch the game.
Exactly. It's like when you go over to like a more mature friend's house and they don't have like a big TV room.
Yeah.
They've got like a sitting room, like a parlor.
They don't. Their
hang out
life
and
isn't
talk to each
revolved
other
around
in.
sports.
Yeah, they've got like a library. They take
Yes.
a book out. That's what I see when I see these German small little jumbotrons that they have up in the corner. But it was just cool to see something new.
Yeah, it was cool to see something new. Also, special shout out to Devin White, who hasn't had the best season. He had the strip sack of Geno Smith that was basically changed the game because it was a 14-point swing. The Seahawks were going in. I didn't realize this afterwards in the post game. He found out his father died like 2 hours before he got on the plane, which is insane. Like, to have to deal with that going over to Germany. So he was, I mean, that play kind of changed the outcome of the game because, like I said, the Seahawks were going in for a touchdown, and he gets the strip sack. The Bucs go and score and make it a 21-3 game. It was fun. And also the Seahawks, it was reported before the game, they're gonna have a little talk with Geno. Maybe have him be the franchise quarterback.
They're gonna extend him?
They said the report was they're planning on talking in the offseason.
Oh yeah, they said that they're not gonna have the conversation now.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, I think that's probably the smart move with Geno because you are still waiting for. We've got a good body of evidence on who Geno Smith is. And you keep waiting for that Geno Smith to show up again.
Yes.
But it's been just good Geno for a shockingly long amount of time. So I think the Seahawks are like everybody else. They're like, let's get to the end of the season and make sure that you're still Geno Smith for the next month because I don't believe what I've been seeing really.
Yes, exactly. It's just it was like, okay, cool. They're gonna plan on having that. It's basically if you're like start dating someone and you're like, are we ready to have this talk? Let's have this talk later. Mm-hmm. Let's go. You know what? Let's do Thanksgiving and Christmas time. Then we'll have the talk.
See how you get along with the family.
Yeah, which usually means it's not going to work out because usually you don't even have to have the talk. You just know.
Yeah.
But I'm rooting for Geno and the Seahawks, these crazy two kids, to figure it out.
Permission to do a little coward?
Yes.
He's like a Waffle House. Okay. Geno Smith is like a Waffle House. He's relatively inexpensive. You go there, and you're usually pleasantly surprised with what you get. You have an overall good encounter, but then sometimes somebody gets punched in the face.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the Geno Smith experience.
Yes, that is the Geno Smith experience to a T. And they don't pay the bill.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the other part. Okay, next up, line. Oh, wait. So I wanted actually to say this real quick. Bucs. Tell me how many wins they have on their schedule. Ready? At Browns.
Win.
Versus Saints.
Win.
At Niners.
Loss.
Personal revenge game for Tom Brady
Well, and for Kyle.
and for Kyle.
I believe that at Browns game is Deshaun's first game back.
No, he's the Texans, remember?
Oh, yeah.
They're going to bury that game so deep in the 1 p.m.
So deep.
time slot. They're probably going to,
They're going to start at 1:30
yeah, they might actually
and do a
just-
running clock.
They might send it overseas and not announce it.
Yeah. Okay, so that's 2 wins. Versus the Bengals at home.
Win.
Okay, at the Cardinals.
Win.
Okay, versus the Panthers at home.
Win.
At the Falcons.
Loss.
Okay, so based on that,
Yeah, and that
They're-
was extremely scientific.
they're a 10-win team,
Yeah.
which it's crazy considering how bad they've looked at times, but that does feel about right. 10-win team, going in the playoffs, home playoff game, probably going to win that one, and then everyone's going to be like, is Tom Brady going to do this again? Jake, remind me that as much as I bet on the Bucs this year, and then Justin Herbert just threw an interception, game over.
Go down, go out.
49ers won by 6. They just teased
Huge.
everyone with -7.
Huge.
Can't
That is
lose,
a very
can't lose parlay, just cashed again.
That's a very weird sequence of events that happened at the end of that game with Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah.
Why did he do that? Why would you not want to go up 2 scores?
I think on third down, the running back tripped.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Like,
that would
it
make
didn't-
sense.
Yeah, it didn't look intentional.
Because like
he tripped on his foot.
2 scores is a big fucking deal there.
Yeah. The play calling felt like they were not trying to score, but I don't know.
Wait, what's the reminder?
Reminder. Divisional round. No. Yes, divisional round. Go against the Bucs.
Okay.
Okay? Because that feels like, doesn't it feel like PFT, they're going to win their first game at home, and then everyone's going to get whooped up, being like, Tom Brady's going to do it again. He's, this team, they've peaked at the right time.
It's kind of like what happened last year.
Yeah, a little bit. They are still limited, so let's just remember.
I
Let's
would say they're quite limited.
Yes, so let's remember that fact so that we don't get duped and we don't sit here being like, what the hell, why do we do this? Let's just put in that reminder, divisional round, go against the Bucs because they're going to win, and then we're all going to say, oh man, this team is going to win the Super Bowl. I don't want to fall for it. Anything else from this game? Early games. Do we have any left? I'm kind of
sure.
done with
I
them.
think
There's one in Mexico. I don't know if that's early, though.
It wouldn't be. No,
I'm
it wouldn't be.
done with
yeah.
them. I'm done with them.
It's a lot of football,
It's-
and I love football.
I do too, but it's just
It's my favorite thing in the world, but it also, I need like a couple hours sprinkled here and there at some point in the day to do like basic things
to
like
get my
to
bathe.
shower.
Yeah.
Mexico's Monday Night Football.
Okay.
Yeah, okay,
nice.
nice.
That will be fun.
But you know what I'm saying? Like I don't ask for that much, Commissioner Goodell, but please just allow me an hour where I can brush my teeth and maybe put some body wash on my armpits.
right.
That's
It's
all
just-
I need. I'll remain dedicated to your league and the game for the rest of the day, every single Sunday. Just give me a moment where I can like take a crap.
Or just do it when college football stops being every weekend.
Yeah.
Like then, because it's really just the turnaround is always what gets me.
Yeah.
You're watching football all the way till Saturday night, then you turn around and boom, football.
It's very embarrassing also if you're like with family that doesn't care for football that much. If you're like visiting somebody and you watch football all day Saturday and then you start again at like 9:30 in the morning on Sunday and they're
Yeah.
like, this is just all you do? Yep.
This is all
Sure
I
is.
do.
This is it.
This is all I do. Quickly about this game, the Niners. I mean, it does. This was a game the Niners sort of had to win because it was off a bye. They're 4-4. The Seahawks lose. Now it feels like the Niners are ready to like turn the full corner and start playing some good games in a row.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're all expecting the Niners to be good because they have so much talent and when they're healthy, they should be able to beat almost every team in the NFC.
Yes.
And they play like a very unique style of football that's hard for other teams to game plan against. And the Chargers, I don't know what to think about the Chargers anymore because I was very high on them going into last season.
I'm sick of them.
I know you're sick of them. I've been high on the Chargers for quite some time. I have an unpopular take about them.
Go
I
on.
love their uniforms. I do. I don't know if their uniforms are actually conducive to winning though.
Candy
They
ass.
might be candy ass
They might be
adjacent.
candy
I
ass.
love them. I love the powder blues.
They might be candy
But
ass.
I remember a study was done a long time ago that showed that teams that had like aggressive color schemes tend to win on average more than teams that didn't
Yeah.
across the major sports in
Yeah.
America. I don't know. I don't know if they're candy ass. I think maybe it's time to delicately broach having the conversation.
Yes, I would agree. I'm ready for America to have that conversation. Okay, next up, Lions 31, Bears 30.
Congratulations.
I mean, Justin Fields, again, I'll start with the negative. That pick six was bad. It was very bad. It was a throw he shouldn't have made. He just kind of lofted it up in a spot in the field, like you're on your own 20. You throw it up. It's like no one's really kind of there. And that was actually the first pick six that the Lions had in 60 games. Do you know how many games is 60 games? It's a lot of games.
It's a ton, yeah.
How many games is 60 games? That's how many years? That's like
Four seasons?
4.5 years that they have not had a pick six.
That's wild.
So that was bad. The answer was great. He had another insane run. He's the first quarterback in history to have two 60-plus yard rushing TDs in one season.
I was just going to say,
and he did it in the last 2 weeks.
he's the first quarterback that I've seen that looks that cool when he runs with the ball.
It's crazy. 310 yards total, like rushing and passing, 4 touchdowns. That pick that was catastrophic. He also injured a Lions player by just running him over in the end zone.
He's big.
So here's where I'm going to be honest, though. I would have preferred the Bears to win that game because that was a game that Justin Fields with the pick six, and then also at the end, I wanted to see him drive. I wanted to see them drive down the field. They didn't drive. I can be sold. I think this is where I'm at. In terms of the tank and everything. I was happy with the losses for the last few weeks. Justin Fields has been looking phenomenal. He looked phenomenal again today. Like, I can't wait till he has actual real crazy talent around him. If they ever find him a Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase or a Jalen Waddle or any of these guys. But I do kind of want to win some football games. Every now and then, just sprinkle in a win here or there for morale, and also so that we be like, he can win, he can close out a game. He can go on a big drive to end a game kind of thing.
You don't want him to get used to losing.
Right.
You don't want him to expect to lose.
So that's where I'm at mentally.
Yeah.
But again, it's so much fun watching him play.
He is very fun to watch. The spin zone on this would be he did bounce back after the pick six. He took them on a touchdown drive, and it was the kicker that fucked it up.
Yeah.
Like kicker,
Cairo Santos missed the extra point.
He missed the extra point. So the fact that that it ended up the way it did is, it's not great that he threw that pick six because those points did contribute to the loss. But on the other hand, like, he did come back and he wiped that from his memory and was able to come down and lead them to what could have been a win.
I have a report from someone at the game who was very close to the game, possibly even sideline passes, possibly even field passes on the field. I'm not going to say who. I don't want to reveal my sources, but he said he's very, very, very fast.
Wow. How many varies?
3. Very, very, very fast.
Is that Tom Fernelli?
No, that was, again, someone on the field.
On the field.
Who maybe shared the field. But I'm not saying. I've said too much.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
I know
very,
exactly
very,
who it
very
is.
fast. I maybe asked him to reach out and tell me how
Tom
fast.
Kennedy.
Yes, Tom. It was maybe someone who was on the show this week, and I said, please text me after telling me how fast he is. And he did. He this person, close friend of ours, stand-up guy, came through with my request and said he is very, very, very fast.
You know what's fun to do is to look at the last 4 weeks that Justin Fields has played football and then extrapolate that onto a season. And just imagine what it would be like.
Insane.
Here's a fun game. So in the last 4 weeks, he's had 467 rush yards, 5 rush touchdowns, and 8 passing touchdowns. So you could multiply that. Let's just say multiply it by 4. He'd basically have almost a 2,000-yard rushing season.
Yeah.
As a quarterback. He'd have 32 passing touchdowns, and then he would have 20 rushing touchdowns.
It's crazy.
And that's on the low side if you were to take that and put it onto a full season.
And his, the progression that I see is that his confidence in the pocket is growing. His elusiveness in the pocket is growing, where it felt like for last year and the first part of this year, it's like they basically said just stay in the pocket all the time. Now he's able to, guys just can't get him down. That touchdown that he ran where he ran over the Lions defender, he was basically down, but his legs are so fucking strong that they couldn't actually bring him to the ground. He spun out of it. So all these things are so much fun to watch. I want to win one or two. Just one or two. One or two.
That last play of the game where he eventually got sacked after like the fourth guy got to him. That was even fun to watch.
Yeah.
How he shrugged off the first three guys and then started walking with another guy that was actively tackling him.
Yeah.
It's very cool to watch that. And shout out to Aiden Hutchinson, who had an awesome play.
He was
one of the best plays that I've seen from a defensive lineman in a long time, where he kind of did a LeVar leap type thing where he jumped over, I think he jumped like over the quarterback, grabbed the shoulder pads from the running back that just got the handoff and just threw him down onto the ground.
Yeah.
It was incredible. It's awesome watching him play.
He was like, his stats might not have been incredible today, but he was all over every play. Like
Yep.
he was in every play. Jake, can you go grab me a charger? My computer's about to die. I'm a fucking idiot. Or if we have one right there. But so I think that's my fair assessment. Not to belabor the point, but I'm very excited. There's no. Again, he's now answered the bell, whatever it is, 4 weeks in a row. Where
It's not a fluke.
It's not a fluke. It's becoming. This is what he is. I can't wait to see some more top end talent around him because he is kind of carrying everything right now. Like he has to basically be the offense. And I just would every now and then let's just win a game. So it's like, hey, we completed the task at hand. Of not just awesome plays, like we won the game, and that's defense too. That's special teams. That's more like Matt. That's actually more about Matt Eberflus as a coach because they had a bunch of penalties today. Missed extra points, sloppy football. Justin Fields can't do it all. Maybe he can though. I threw this out there while we were watching the game. I wouldn't hate to see him return a punt.
Yeah, or he could actually probably play wide receiver.
I know that's a very dangerous thing and stupid thing. Maybe just have a package in case we ever get in a spot where like a team has to punt to the Bears with like 15 seconds left. I wouldn't hate to see Justin Fields return some punts.
Just want to see him with the ball.
Every time. I just want him always with the ball.
When he has a ball, then you're like, something good might happen.
Something cool is going to happen.
Yeah, it's always going to be a good thing. He also has more rushing touchdowns by himself than the Packers, Colts, Texans, Commanders, Bucs, and Broncos this season.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And the Bears this is the fifth straight game they've rushed for over 200 yards. The last time that was done was the 1976 Steelers. That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
So they credit to the coaching staff to at least know what your strength is and just do it. And it is funny because the offensive line is not a good pass blocking offensive line, but they're very good at run block.
Did you change your mind on whether or not he was the guy? Did you find yourself saying last year? You thought it, though.
Oh, last year?
Yeah.
Oh, no, last year he wasn't the guy.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like saying that somebody's the guy, there's a lot of future hopes and dreams that go along with that. Were you like completely out on him last year? Because I don't know if you said out loud that you're out.
No. So
but it's just a nice reminder that every now and again you might want to give a kid like more
chances. Yeah. The Steelers Monday Night Football game that I went to, where he almost brought them back, gave me basically the hope for the entire offseason. And then the way this season started, I started to have some doubts. I'll be fully transparent. I think I looked at some draft, boards for next year. That's hand up. And then they started using him correctly, and it's since that point there has been no waiver. Like the pick six was bad.
Yep.
Our good friend Tom Fernelli actually texted me. He said, sometimes you look like Justin Fields, sometimes you look like Aaron Rodgers. He looked like Aaron Rodgers in that pick six.
That's
just what it is,
true.
right?
Yep.
And then we should say for the Lions, first road win for Dan Campbell. Good win for them. They are in a spot where they're trying to get some wins together so that they can like go in the right direction. And they made less mistakes than the Bears.
I think this is a right direction move.
Yeah.
For the Lions. I think if Dan Campbell can get up to like 5 or 6 wins, how many do they have now?
3.
They've got 3.
Both teams are 3 wins.
Yeah. So I think if the Lions can end their season with 6 wins, that's what you want. That's really all you like. If you had told them 2 years ago, that's what you would have. You'd be like, okay, I can work with that.
And then you just can't have for both teams. Both teams are in a similar spot where if you get to like 6 wins. You just can't have the backward slide next year.
Yeah.
You gotta keep moving.
That's going to be
forward.
tough for Dan.
Right.
Because Dan is really good at like squeezing every last bit of emotion out of guys that aren't very good. When it comes with expectations, that's going to be a different conversation that he's going to be having. It was his first road win. And, Justin Fields also promised that the pick 6 will never happen again for the rest of his career.
I appreciate that.
He said that. So mark that one down.
I appreciate
promise
that.
For the rest of my career, that will never happen again.
I mean, what's better than
You
a
can't
promise?
you can't ask for anything besides that.
He's
yeah.
not going to do it.
Well,
So we're good.
But what if he breaks a promise to you? That is going to
Material
hurt.
change.
That's going to hurt.
What was that kid's name?
Sir Yacht.
No.
Arya Abraham.
Abraham.
yeah.
Yeah. Material change. What did he report? I can't even remember.
It was Kawhi.
I think it was Kawhi to the Lakers.
Yeah, there was a material
change.
It's a great spin zone.
I didn't know anything. Yeah, so if that happens, Justin, just take this one for free. Material change. And look, on Sunday nights after we record the show, I just go and just read like Justin Fields pornography and just go to bed with a smile on my face. So I'll just read it out loud for right now for everyone. Justin Fields has 7 carries where he has reached over 20 miles per hour.
Mm-hmm.
That is the most in the NFL.
It's like a car.
Yeah.
He goes as fast as a car.
He goes, and it's effortless. He was just effortlessly going faster than everyone. Okay, next game. Because I know that people don't want to hear me gush. Oh, I'll just say it right now because maybe there's some people listening that I don't know if I don't know where the sickos and perverts listen to this show, but I have a fun announcement coming on Tuesday at 9 a.m. So you should listen for that.
That is
fun
fun.
announcement coming 9 a.m. Tuesday. Something I've been working on for a very long time. Fun announcement 9 a.m. Tuesday. Chiefs Jaguars. Chiefs 27, Jaguars 17. I don't really have much to say about this game other than the Jaguars. If you look at the score and you're like, oh, the Jaguars kind of kept in it. They had 3. They won the turnover battle 3-0. They started the game with an onside kick that they recovered, and they still lost by 10. And there wasn't a single second where I thought the Chiefs were going to lose.
Yeah, no, they were never in contention. It was a fierce battle between the Jaguars and the point spread, though.
Yeah,
like, it looked like it was going to happen, and then they jagged it up and they missed some kicks, and it was.
And the Jags had everything go their way.
Yeah.
Like they imagine going into Arrowhead and being like, you recover an onside kick to start the game, and you get 3 turnovers to 0. You're going to be in this game. No,
It would have been nice if the refs called at least 1 penalty against the Chiefs. But
Yeah.
the Chiefs didn't
They had
have
0?
zero penalties.
That's incredible.
Very,
That's
very
a well-coached
rare.
team.
Very rare that
Well-coached
happens.
team.
Well, it's funny you say that because I did look up what teams most recently had 0 penalties. The last 2 before these Chiefs were the Green Bay Packers.
Oh.
Another very well-coached
Matt
team.
LaFleur's a good coach.
He's a
I've
very
never
good
said he
coach.
isn't.
Very good coach. So, yeah, there was a moment in this game where I put a mental pen in it because I'm like, this is something that you can say to make yourself sound really smart when you're watching a football game. If you're like amongst friends, it's a rule that people forget frequently, which is when if you're returning a punt and the other team touches it at all, you can then pick that ball up and nothing bad can happen to you.
Yes.
It's a free play. If you pick it up and you start running with it and you fumble, doesn't matter. You still get the ball back. And so immediately when that happened, it looked like the Jaguars recovered it for a touchdown. But then cooler heads in the room were like, no.
Don't worry.
No, this is a free play. That's another mark of a well-coached team. Pick that, like Belichick's players would always do that if somebody touched it. Pick it up and try to run it back. Nothing bad happens.
Like having those little random rules to be the smartest guy in the room or the
Yep.
bar or your house. There's no better feeling in the world. Like
That's
that is a peak. There's very little to look forward to as you get older in life, but knowing the obscure sports rule that your friends or people, your coworkers, whatever, don't remember, you're the king for that moment. Those moments are just like pure nirvana.
Yeah, that's
Because you just
the
tell
beauty of
people,
life.
and they're like, "Oh, that's interesting. I didn't even know that."
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. Jake had that. Jake, what was the one you said to me on? The flop in college basketball.
Yeah, new rule. If you're called for flopping, it's automatic technical
Yeah.
in college.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's
Jake
awesome.
dropped that on me, and I was
One
like,
shot
"Damn."
technical.
So I'll be taking that with me.
Yeah, last
tell
year
other
it was
people.
a warning, and then second violation was a technical. Now it's just automatic.
Yeah.
I like that rule change.
Yeah.
That's good.
Brad
Let's
Davison graduated the perfect time.
keep soccer in soccer.
Yeah. But yeah, the Chiefs, this is one of those games where it's like we underappreciate Patrick Mahomes because I was thinking about it. There's been a lot of talk about MVP, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Tua, a lot of Tua talk, tons of Tua talk.
Are you at all concerned with the fact that if Tua does end up, having stats that would lend himself to being an MVP, that's probably because Tyreek Hill has like
We'll get to that.
2,000
We'll get to that
yards
later.
receiving?
We'll get to that later when we
Okay.
talk about their game today. But I just looked it up because I was like, oh, I wonder, what they said. Oh yeah, Patrick Mahomes is leading the league in touchdowns and yards, and is having another season where he's probably gonna. I don't know what game the Chiefs are on, but he's probably gonna end up with like 45 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's great.
He's just
turns out
incredible.
he's still just really, really great at everything that he does. And at some point, we get bored with greatness and we look for something else to be the new greater thing. So that's like more exciting coming up. No, he's really, really great.
He has made greatness like feel very average.
Boring.
Because he's so good all the time. Today, he went for 331 and 4 touchdowns, and I wouldn't have said, oh, yeah, Patrick Mahomes lit it up. It's just, no, that was regular Patrick Mahomes. So much so, I had Evan, one of our stats guys, look it up. 1 in every 6 games that Patrick Mahomes plays, he has 300 pass yards and 4 touchdowns.
Jesus Christ.
So it is almost like very routine. Patrick Mahomes in regular season games throws for 300 yards 50% of the time.
That's so awesome.
It's
Just
like-
imagine having that as your quarterback. And football,
That's what's expected.
Yeah.
He's expected to throw 300 and like 3 touchdowns every time.
it would just be so great to be a Chiefs fan, knowing that for the next 10 years, you can walk around with an earned sense of superiority to anybody else. You
Yeah.
just be like, fuck you, I cheer for Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
I get to watch Patrick Mahomes every week.
He started 72 regular season games. In 12 of them, he's gone 304 touchdowns. Like, it just happens, you know. It's just every month he does this.
Yeah,
And it was a totally average, exceptional day.
Yeah, it was great. He has made greatness boring, which is, it's tough. I want to get bored by greatness. I want to be so accustomed to greatness that I take it for granted. That'd be awesome.
Imagine if I picked like 75% in the NFL, just not even. It was like, oh yeah, here are my picks. 3 out of 4 are gonna win.
It'd be so sick
Don't
to,
worry
ju-
about
to
it.
just like not even care about being great.
Yeah.
Fun stat about the Jaguars. This is their 5th game with a passer rating over 100 this season for Trevor Lawrence. Their all-time record is 7. So
Ooh.
Trevor Lawrence is way on pace
Nice.
to have the best season of all time by a Jacksonville Jaguars quarterback.
And he wasn't bad today. It's
Nah.
just the Chiefs are better.
Wasn't great.
He wasn't great. He wasn't. But he
He
like-
wasn't going to win this game.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I just never thought this game was never in doubt. Kadarius Toney fits right into just being another fast dude that is going to burn people.
I think he might be like 50% too weird. I think he's the weirdest guy. in
He
the
is
NFL.
weird, but-
he's like really weird.
But he's very fast, and they used it. You could already tell Andy Reid is just so happy to have a new toy because he was running the ball. You know, the touchdown pass. Kadarius Toney was the most open person I've ever seen in my life.
He was the most open player in the NFL for the last 7 years, I think. They actually keep track of this shit.
Yeah.
You know when people post those like dots to your timeline on Twitter
Yeah.
that show where the players are except they're dots?
Yeah.
They did that and they measure the distance between those dots. He was open by like 21 yards.
Mike Evans when he dropped that ball. He
he-
was more open than that.
Probably more open than Mike
Which is
Evans
crazy.
at that point.
Yeah.
And you know that with Andy Reid, you can tell when he really starts to love a guy because he'll start incorporating them into his shovel pass game.
Yep.
Like the interior passes.
Yep.
That's coming next for Tony. Once he fits into that certain degree, then like you see Travis Kelce and like Tyreek Hill was getting all those different iterations of the inside shovel pass around the goal line. That's going to be once you know. That's when it's real between Andy and Tony.
Okay. Chris Jones is a monster. That was my last note.
Yeah,
He just
true.
is the Chiefs have that. If you have one guy who's just elite on your defense, you can maybe sometimes get by with maybe not having the best defense overall because he had, I think it was maybe a 3rd down or a 4th down where he tripped up Trevor Lawrence, just blew up the whole play.
recurring guest.
Yeah, recurring guest.
He was actually a very funny guest.
He
I
was.
I would like to have him
We should
back
have
on.
him back on.
Also, with the Jaguars, they have the most first downs in the NFL.
Whoa.
They lead the league in first downs.
Congrats to them.
Which is, I think that's a good stat, right?
Moving the
hang it.
chains.
You would like that? Hang the banner up?
Hang it.
Yeah.
Most first downs?
Most first downs. Hang it.
But you could say, like, you could make the argument, like, oh, I'm a really great lover because I've got more first dates than everybody.
Yeah.
Which is like, you're not really closing deals. You're just slowly moving things down.
Yeah,
the
no, you're
field.
moving the chains.
Yeah.
Moving the chains counts. Getting first downs is important. What you do after is also important, but
That
getting
is
first
true.
downs is important. First step.
The Chiefs probably like are in the bottom tier of
Yeah,
the NFL
'cause they
for
just
most
score
first downs
touchdowns.
because they just get 30-yard plays.
Yeah, right.
They don't use the entire field.
Right. Okay, let's do a couple ads, and then we got 4 more early games, and then we'll get to the afternoon slate.
Yeah, before we get to more NFL, it's brought
Uh-oh,
to you by
Jake's going
Game
to the
Time.
bathroom.
Jake. Wait, Jake, what game did you go to most recently using Game Time?
Jets Dolphins.
What was the bathroom situation like there?
It was fine.
Okay.
Except The post game was not.
The two hands.
Oh yeah, that stuff. Well, if you want to be like Jake and go.
Oh
to
no,
NFL
Hank's
games-
going too.
Hank, you got to go to the
I'm gonna
bathroom.
check in on my guy Jake, make sure he's good.
Oh, you're
Okay.
gonna hold it for him? Nice.
It's like when girls go to the bathroom together.
They're definitely talking
they're
about us.
for
Yeah.
sure. Max, you gonna go to any games soon?
Yeah, Sixers.
I'm nice. I'm 50%. I might go to the Eagles Commanders game tomorrow. Monday
yeah.
night. I might. I don't know. I hardly ever get to see them play in person because why? But I might go, and if I go, I'm going to use Game Time. Game Time is a ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute tickets to sports, concerts, and shows, and they guarantee the lowest price. They've got the best deals. It's super easy to use. I actually love using the Game Time app. It's very convenient. It's very intuitive. It's very, very, very simple to use. If you're going to a game with a parent or somebody that's not as technologically savvy as you might be, guess what? Game Time is super easy for them, too. It's such a good app. Even parents can do it. We've been using Game Time all year. We went to a bunch of games, went to some baseball games, concerts, everything. Game Time is getting us in the door. They're the official ticketing app of Barstool Sports. You can download the Game Time app and then go to the account tab to create a login and then redeem code PMT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Download Game Time, last-minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
Okay, let's get into the next games. There's a couple that are not so great, but we'll hit them. Steelers 20, Saints 10.
Yep.
I don't really
Great
know.
job, Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin has now beaten every team in the NFL besides the Steelers.
Yeah, so I saw that stat, and I would actually throw a flag on that because I feel like Mike Tomlin has beaten the Steelers every year when he would play zone defense against Tom Brady. Remember that? When he had that string where Tom Brady was like, it was like crazy how every year Tom Brady would play the Steelers, he'd throw for 4 touchdowns, they'd beat him, and it'd be like, will anyone tell Mike Tomlin to stop playing this exact defense that Tom Brady ruins every time?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to count Mike Tomlin as beating the Steelers.
All right,
as
so
well.
he's done it all.
He's beaten every team.
Congratulations, Mike. The only note I had on this game was that the Steelers are 2-0 in games where the pigeons invade the field.
Yes.
And just kind of hang out down there for a couple hours.
It's like early season Wrigley. When they're just birds sitting in the outfield.
Just
Like,
completely
okay.
oblivious to the fact that there's an NFL game going on around them. So, yeah, they beat the Bucs during a pigeon game. Now this is the second pigeon game of the year for them. So that's my deep saber metrics. It was a pretty boring game.
It was a boring game.
George Pickens is – I'm putting him in like – I'm not going to say Deebo Samuel territory yet, but I am saying that he's the type of physical guy that I'm like a little bit afraid of when I watch him run with the football.
I think there's going to be a prediction. I think maybe next year I'll call it. The Steelers, maybe a Monday Night Football game, Sunday Night Football game. You can pick Thursday even. We're going to have a nice one-on-one with Hines Ward and George Pickens. Being pass the torch of blocking wide receivers in Pittsburgh. And just be like, this is what I do. Like, you play like me.
Yep.
And it will be a Yinzer fest. TJ Watt is incredible. He's back. The stats are also incredible. Since 2020, in the regular season, the Steelers are 23-8-1 when he plays, giving up 20 points a game. And when he doesn't, they're 1-9, giving up 25 points a game. So he makes a big difference. He didn't get a sack today, but every play he was double teamed and everyone else got to the quarterback. The Steelers had a nice running game for the first time in what feels like forever. And then the only other point I had is Dennis Allen, you fucking dick. I'm so sick of watching Andy Dalton, nice guy, play quarterback. You have a bad football team. You are 2-6. There is nothing going on with this season. Why aren't you at least, you have option 1, Taysom Hill, fun. Maybe not the future, but fun. Option 2, figure out if Jameis Winston could be the future. Let him play. You know who's not the future? Very nice guy, Andy Dalton. Like, it just, he probably can be in the league for another 5 years being a backup because he seems like the nicest guy in the world and he can play competent football. I just don't understand why you have Andy Dalton playing quarterback on a team that's going absolutely nowhere when you have a guy, Jameis Winston, who could have upside. Like, we still don't really know the full Jameis thing. Like, if he's had flashes since leaving Tampa Bay where he's looked really good, stop being a dickhead, put in Jameis Winston, or we'll settle for Taysom Hill. We'll meet you halfway with Taysom Hill.
Well, Sean Payton's got to be watching this team and being like, this sucks. Like, fuck you. He assembled.
So boring.
He brought in fun players because Sean Payton is a fun coach. I feel like Sean Payton had to have some say in who the next coach was going to be, right? He probably gave them some advice.
Dennis Allen's a good defensive coach, but
He's a good defensive coach, but like this, it's objectively sad to watch Andy Dalton play football because, okay, best case scenario, he'll have a couple good games here and there. He'll sprinkle it in.
Cool. You'll win 5 games.
Yes, but there's no point in winning 5 games in the NFL if your quarterback is above the age of 30.
Oh, wait, but no, PFT. There is a point in winning 5 games because you get a better first-round draft pick.
Oh, wait.
The Saints don't have a first-round draft pick. Like, what are you doing, Saints? What are you in? Unless you tell me Jameis Winston is still very injured, which, okay, that's fine, but why is he in full uniform then? Again, we want Jameis. We'll meet you halfway with Taysom.
Give me both. Give me both at the same time on the field. Give me all 3 of them on the field at the same time.
Do the Saints play any more Monday Night Football games or Thursday Night Football games? I have to watch Andy Dalton. Nice guy. Very nice guy.
Somebody asked me about
when?
Week 13 at Tampa.
Oh, what? Thursday or Monday?
Monday night.
If this...
Not Andy. Not Monday Night Andy. Remember, he's like, what is he, like 6-20?
I got to keep my composure because, again, Andy Dalton's a very nice guy. Andy, if you're listening, congrats on the Horned Frogs. Look like they might even win the Big 12.
You look great now. Like the glow up that you've had is fantastic.
Yeah, you're shocking everyone. You get a beautiful family. You're a very nice guy. If I have to watch Andy Dalton in prime time, I'm gonna jump in front of a bus. I don't know if we can put that on YouTube, but I will watch
a bus.
What?
You getting run over by a bus?
Yeah, for PMTV.
That would do some views. Yeah.
Subscribe to the YouTube. Watch on Thursday. If I have to watch Monday Night Football with Andy Dalton, I'm going to jump in front of a bus. It's just I can't do it, and I love Monday Night Football. It's my favorite night of the week. Yeah. It's the one game we get to watch where we don't have to talk about right after. I don't want to watch Andy Dalton. Nice guy, play football anymore. I don't. I want to watch Andy Dalton play in a random Andy Dalton start because the starter gets hurt, and we get to watch him for 1 week, and it's like a nostalgia throwback, and he's awesome, and we're like, that was cool. Remember when he was awesome for the Bengals? Mm-hmm. I don't want to watch him week to week anymore.
Yeah, I do think that sometimes we forget what Andy Dalton was able to do with the Bengals. Him and Marvin, what's his name?
Lewis.
Marvin Lewis.
Got you.
Him and Marvin Lewis did some crazy shit with the Bengals that we take for granted because, the Bengals got to the Super Bowl last year. The Bengals were like dog shit for about 45 years.
Yeah.
Really bad. I think they made the playoffs.
Well, they had Carson Palmer and Kimo Van Ohoffen.
That 1 year, and then Carson got rolled up on.
Yep.
And they had Ocho Cinco and TJ Houshmandzadeh.
Yeah.
That was a great team, too.
Yeah. Who's your mama?
And they've just been a bad team mostly. And then Marvin Lewis and Andy Dalton got them to the playoffs like over 50% of the time.
They never won.
Incredible.
A playoff game.
No, but they got there.
They got there.
They got there. You got an extra week of rooting for your Bengals.
Yes.
Bengals fans.
Yes.
So, it's a bummer watching Andy play. He's one of those he's like a sad, boring quarterback.
You're 2-6. You're going nowhere. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop. Just fucking stop, Dennis Allen. You're torturing us. All right. I think it's actually just he's such a nice guy, Andy Dalton, because this happened with the Bears too. When he signed with the Bears and he was like, he bought a house and he was like, yeah, I'm gonna be like, I'm pretty sure Ryan Pace was like, he went in being like, Andy Dalton, like, we're gonna see how it goes, and Andy Dalton was so nice. He's like, you know what, you're the starter.
Yeah.
And you're just gonna start. And you're just going to be the starter.
He must be a real gem. And actually, he was another guy that was in the back of the van. On the original van he would had.
Yes.
The first quarterback that we interviewed, I think.
Yeah.
Current starting quarterback.
Very nice guy. Okay, Giants, Texans. Giants 24, Texans 16. The Giants are 7-2.
Let's go.
It's crazy. I looked at their schedule. I think they're going to win 10 games, maybe even 11. Like, when you're 7-2 and you're this, we're almost at Thanksgiving. It would take a lot of fuck ups to not make the playoffs at this point and finish with a pretty good record.
They're gonna win. No, they're gonna win 10 games.
Yeah, if they split with the Commanders, they beat like the Lions and the Colts and the Eagles in Week 18 when the Eagles are playing for nothing,
undefeated.
Yeah, the Giants are going to win 10 or 11 games. Be ready for that. It's crazy they're at 7-2. This wasn't a very exciting game. Daniel Jones, another like sign of just the passer rating makes no sense to me. He had a 153.3 pass rating, which I think is like 0.3 away from a.
I think it's
Or is 156.
I can never keep track of all that.
Why
stuff
is it?
because-
Why
and
is
it's
it
different?
100?
It's different in college too. So that's what ESPN did when they made their QBR
QBR.
rating,
58.3.
where they just
Okay.
invented stats that would come together that would equal 100 if you played really well.
Right. So he was
Which
100.
is smart. That's where
Yeah.
dumb people just give me round numbers to understand.
What is it? 158.
0.3.
That's the dumbest thing ever. So he had 153.3, and he was 13 for 17 for 197 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, almost perfect.
Makes
Been
no
done
sense.
78 times.
78
78
times?
times.
So that the stat is dumb. That's a dumb stat. Throw that stat out.
Done.
We need
I'm
to
sick
create
of it.
our own.
And it should just be 0 to 1.
Yeah.
Like you
no,
get,
maybe ball scale.
you get 1.
5 balls.
You get 1. It's binary. It's like, were you good?
Yeah.
Okay, you get a 1.
Yeah.
Perfect rating.
Yeah.
If you won, and just anybody that it's just we're replacing wins and losses.
Yeah. You become a 2 if you win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
I like
there it
that.
is.
So huge news for the Giants. Big come up for the Giants. Odell has narrowed down his list of teams that he wants to play for to the Chiefs, the Rams, the Cowboys, the Bills, and the Giants.
The Rams are out.
The Rams are probably out. Now, if you're the Giants, do you want Odell back? I feel like you don't want Odell back, right?
So I've heard through the grapevine, and I have no real sources, that he's going to sign with the Cowboys and then in the offseason sign back with the Giants.
Well, I mean, that's pretty much what Michael Irvin alluded to.
Yeah.
Was that
But
he would be on
Cowboys,
the Cowboys.
and then come back to the Giants.
I just don't. Why would you want him if you're a Giants fan? Like
He would help the team. You have no one.
that's true.
Like we sitting with Giants fans today. They were like, Darius Slayton is the worst fucking wide receiver ever, and then he ripped off like a 70-yard touchdown. They're like, yes, he's awesome.
But you know,
so they're in that point of the season with their wide receiver.
you know what Odell does, what he brings to the table. He likes playing with great quarterbacks.
Yeah, Daniel
And
Jones.
that's the nicest
Do you
thing.
need me to say
Yeah,
it again?
yeah.
153.3 PFT.
Odell really loves playing with great quarterbacks.
153.3.
Yeah,
That was his QB rating today.
I just feel like he'd come in and just boat picture all over again.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. Saquon had a throwback game, ran the ball 35 times.
Good.
35 times for 152 yards. It just triggered memories in my head, so I went and looked it up. The Larry Johnson 2006 year where he ran for 416 carries.
Herm Edwards basically abused Larry Johnson.
It was so crazy. And then Jamal Anderson in 1998 with 410. I just looked it up because I was curious. The last 6 years combined, the leading rusher in the NFL has averaged 326 carries. So Larry Johnson almost had 100 more that one year in 2006.
It was an awesome year, though.
It was an awesome.
It was
year.
very cool.
He was crazy, but he had a game where he had 39 carries. I just saw that Saquon had 35 carries. Like, what the fuck? That doesn't happen anymore.
No. Shout out to Brian Dable. His daughter wanted a win for her birthday. That's all she wanted.
It's her birthday today.
I think it was her birthday today.
Kind of upstaging Frank.
Yeah, a little bit. So Brian got her a win and then just dedicated the game to his daughter.
Nice.
I thought that was kind of cool. Drew Brees would never do something
No,
like that.
never.
To his daughter.
Never. He'd be like, my son's
who?
birthday's in June.
Yeah, why are you talking?
So we'll just give this to him half birthday.
She probably wants like a new Barbie. I'll get her a Barbie. There was
She's not allowed to come to the games.
Drew Brees was doing something on TV the other day. Oh, he was with Dude Perfect, I think. And he had like 3 of his sons next to him, and then his daughter was like off camera
It's
somewhere.
the funniest running
It's-
bit.
I don't know.
because-
Like, you got to include her at some point just because you know that I'm going to see it. and
Unless
I'm-
he's being a troll, and that would be funny.
That would be very funny
if
if he
he's
was
just
getting
doing
me,
it
yeah.
to troll all of us.
Yep.
Okay, let's keep it moving. The first place Miami Dolphins. They're first place in the AFC East. Dolphins 39, Browns 17, an absolute whomping. It was just like Browns come out first drive touchdown. You're like, ooh, Browns are live today. I think they went like punt, turnover on downs, fumble, punt, and then they got the ball back in the second half, and it was 24-7. And it was just like, yeah, this game is over.
It just happened. The Dolphins just happen very fast sometimes.
Yes.
You like look away and you look back and Jalen Waddle has 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
They're such a fun offense. Shout out Alec Ingold, recurring guest, Lowman Trophy winner. Had a nice little 30-yard. It was like a 30-yard.
He had
touchdown.
he had 44 yards on 4 catches today.
Yeah, it was sick. And there's a fun little stat here from Tim Reynolds. He said the last time the Dolphins were 7-3 was 2001.
Okay.
That's 24 starting quarterbacks ago, 8 head coaches, 7 stadium names ago.
Whoa.
The Heat had 0 titles. LeBron was in high school. The iPod just came out. The iPhone was still 6 years away. Tua was 3. Mike McDaniels was a freshman, and Tom Brady was in his first year in the NFL. That's the last time that the Dolphins were this good.
That's crazy.
It's been a while.
That's crazy. Tua was good today. This
MVP.
shows. Yeah, I mean,
They were chanting it in the
listen,
stadium.
listen. It's starting. It's starting. But this just proves the quarterback rating thing is so stupid. He had a quarterback rating of 135, so almost 20 points less than Daniel Jones. He was 25 for 32, 285, 3 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions.
It's a pretty good day.
Makes no sense. He also, listen, if I had a vote, I would vote for Tua, but I don't have a vote. But in place of a vote, I'll just say that he threw it to 8 different guys today for all the Tyreek does it all guys. He threw it to 8 different receivers, and the leading receiver only had 66 yards, Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, he spread it around a
He
little bit.
spread it around to everyone. He hit everyone. He looked great. Tua MVP.
He had a couple nice throws.
Tuanon is growing
Couple
stronger.
really, really nice
There was a
throws.
guy in the stands with the full printed out list of people who have crossed Tua. Expect us. Tua MVP. And I actually love him now. I know that it started as a troll, but then I ended up betting on him to win MVP, and I am in love with Tua, and I think he's very, very good.
I mean, he's very easy to root for. He's a very nice guy.
And he throws a
he's
very
fun-
catchable ball.
He does, and he's left-handed, which some would say makes you look like a witch. But when you play it back to me and he's right-handed, then I think he's a great quarterback. That's how simple my brain is.
And Tua has played. Obviously, he missed 2 games? No.
He got not pulled. He missed the middle of the Bengals, and then he missed the Jets and there was one more.
Yeah, so he has
Minnesota.
played. Yeah, he hasn't played a full season. He's now 18 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and he's on fire. Over 2,000 yards. Tua MVP. Tell everyone.
Did you guys see the punter Thomas Morstead? He pretended to fall asleep on the sideline.
Yeah, because they
he
didn't
have to
punt. They
Yeah.
didn't punt. I think it was the first time they didn't punt since 1988. Was it? No.
I have it right here.
No punts, no sacks.
December 28th, 2003.
Oh, okay, all right. It wasn't that long ago. I think there was a stat. It was something about Tua's starting to put up Dan Marino's an all-time quarterback. He's starting to put up games where it's this hasn't happened since Dan Marino.
And they have 2 total punts in the last 3 games. The first time in team history, the Dolphins have punted 2 times or less in a 3-game span.
And
That's why I'm rooting for Tua more than anything to win a Super Bowl, because it would really piss Dan Marino off.
yeah,
If he were, he would instantly become the best quarterback in the history of the Miami Dolphins.
easily.
Over Dan Marino.
He's a 2. Dan Marino's a 1.
Yeah, he's a 1. He's just
on
a
our
1 guy.
system.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a system now. Not to toot our own horn, sometimes we get something right. A lot of times we get things wrong. But I do feel very strong about our nice little Zag take on the trade deadline, when they added Bradley Chubb, who's a phenomenal pass rusher. And we were like, Jeff Wilson's actually the big coup grab, because Jeff Wilson just knows how to run in Kyle Shanahan's offense. He had 119 yards today, and he knows how to do it. And it's that was such a genius pickup by the Dolphins and Chris Greer to be like, hey, this guy can completely change our running game because he knows exactly how to do it.
Yeah.
And he was great today.
The
Browns suck.
And the Browns stink. There's the kicking issues for the Dolphins. They haven't really mattered that much to them. But they could.
This could be
they
the
could
Cody
show up.
Parkey. Yeah.
This is the moment where you should think about what happened today.
Uh-oh.
And maybe think about getting somebody else involved.
Yeah.
In your kicking game, Jake.
Yeah.
I don't want to see you hurt. And this is
Jake can't get hurt.
This is
he's unflappable.
I was just thinking of
this is their blinking light that we're not making a big deal about right now. It's like a master caution light is going off in the corner. It's going to create problems for you down the road when you're playing in serious games that matter, because that guy stinks.
He stinks.
I was just thinking of a world where a double doink happened in a playoff game, and obviously Frank is a big Dolphin fan.
He would
Oh
die.
my
He would
God.
have a heart attack
I'm
and
glad
die.
they won on his
He would
birthday,
stroke out,
but
yeah.
if that happened to the
It would be
Dolphins,
so bad.
that would be unfortunate.
It would be so bad, and I'd have no choice but to make a lot of jokes about it, because I think he's written a whole album of songs about the double doink.
Yeah. I think Frank would probably just hold his breath until he died.
It would
if
be
that happened.
Yeah, let's knock on wood that doesn't happen.
I sure hope not. The
Browns stink, though.
Browns
Yeah, they
stink.
stink.
Kevin Stefanski is getting into coach speak after games. So he's done
no.
he's done the like it's on me thing before. He's done the I got to take a long look in the mirror thing. Today he said it's on all of us.
Oh.
Everybody needs to do a better job. But he's including himself in the all of us.
That's nice.
But it's just another way of Coach Stefanski being like, I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
And let me just, there's a meatball take. I'm just going to say it. He was wearing just a T-shirt today. Put a collar on.
Yeah.
Dude. Just do something. Maybe
vest.
like a hoodie or just, a zip up, something. Just you haven't earned just a T-shirt.
They need to play the Bengals every week.
Yeah.
That's what they need to do.
Yeah. The vibes were high going into the bye week for the Browns, and then they just stink again.
And Deshaun Watson's coming back. He's allowed to practice with the team this week.
So you just kind of, if you're a Browns fan, you just hope that you win all your games in December with Deshaun Watson, and then all offseason you can think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Okay, next up, Titans-Broncos. This was the game we decided with 7 games on, 6 TVs. We didn't have this one on TV, so apologies if any of our takes are wrong. But the fact that the game started with 9 straight punts kind of solidified we made the right choice. Ryan Tannehill's back, and that was it.
The Titans are 6-0 when Derrick Henry catches a pass, and they're 0-3 when he doesn't have a single reception.
First play of the game.
First play of the game, Vrabes, just fucking throw it to
Done.
Derrick Henry.
Done.
You ensure yourself of an automatic win.
I love that whenever I do think running the football is important, but when people are like, yeah, when they rush for this, it's like, well, if they have the lead, they're probably rushing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, I don't.
that
I
makes
don't like
sense.
to go that deep into the statistics.
Yeah.
Just tell me what to do to win, and I'll do it. Randy Bullock wasn't healthy. I guess he injured himself in warm-ups. Randy, come on, man. Like, we tried to be nice to you.
Yeah.
And
meet us halfway, dude.
We've laid off most of the fat Randy stuff. You can't get hurt in warm-ups.
No.
That's just come on.
What were you doing?
Probably eating.
Yeah, or not warming up.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, you weren't warm.
And he just like, yeah, watch me kick this.
And so they asked Vrabel, was that a concern? And he goes, how much of a concern when you don't have your kicker 10 minutes before a game? Yeah, a shit ton. So shout out Vrabes. But Vrabes fucking hates kickers anyways.
Yeah.
Like, he would prefer to not have a kicker on his team.
Yeah.
I think they just give him bad vibes, like nerd vibes. So he doesn't like having him around. But yeah, so Vrabel, obviously, in a matchup between Vrabel, who's a person who can he bended time around Bill Belichick's brain at one point. If you're him going up against Hackett, I feel like that's a pretty one-sided affair.
Yeah.
And-
and it's just, we watched the end of the game. Russell Wilson just looks sad. The stat that I love, because I do love the Seahawks' success versus Russell Wilson this year, Russ has been sacked 3+ times in 7 straight games. That never happened in Seattle. For all the talk about how bad his offensive line was, that never happened in Seattle. Just an all-time grass is always greener move by Russ. He's got to regret. Well, no, he doesn't.
I don't think he
definitely
regrets
doesn't.
it.
Never mind.
I think he was.
He's a robot.
Yeah,
Never mind.
Sierra was just like, we need to leave this town, and he was like, yes, dear.
Yeah, Broncos country, let's ride.
It still shocks me that the Denver Broncos didn't draft Josh Allen. If you think about everything that was going on at the time,
Yeah.
John Elway.
Who was their quarterback though? Was it Brock?
It might have been Brock Osweiler. They might have said like,
No,
Mom,
we have him."
we've got Josh Allen at home.
Yeah.
Josh Allen at home is Brock Osweiler. Like Josh Allen, he ticked every single box that John Elway has in his binder that he carries
And
around.
he's from around
yes.
the Wyoming is
Yes.
basically Denver.
Yes, like just tall, white, rocket arm, looks good in shorts, big hands. That's John
Can
Elway's.
play in the weather.
That's his MO. And John Elway, like the one time that we needed you and to have your very simple brain make this decision, it was MIA because you were probably in love with Brock Osweiler.
I'm looking it up right now. So who did they take in that draft? Wait, was it 2018 draft? Yeah, 2018 draft. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It was so Baker and Denver. Where did they pick? This is bad radio. Chubb. All right, so that was good pick,
I guess.
but not Josh
you'd
Allen.
probably
Yes, they
rather-
took Bradley Chubb two picks before Josh Allen.
That's tough.
Yeah.
They also got Cortland Sutton in the second round. That's
He's-
still hanging around.
He's great at drawing
Yeah.
pass interference.
Yeah.
Royce Freeman. I don't know if
Which
he's
would have been
still-
nice for Josh Allen.
Yeah.
To have Josh Allen on.
They might have also had Joe Flacco at that
No,
point.
they had Case Keenum. Case Keenum was their starter that entire year. That was Case Keenum's year. Wow.
Yeah, but in retrospect, if we're redrafting it, I would have taken Josh Allen there.
Yep.
But I'm just built different.
Yeah, we're just two great front office minds. Okay, next game. Let's do a couple ads, and then we'll finish off with the last 3 games.
Yeah, before we get back to the NFL recap, I want to talk to you about our great friends over at Coors Light. I love Coors Light. I drank some Coors Light this weekend. What about you boys? Anybody have some Coors Light?
Yep.
I drank quite a few Coors Lights. The mountains were extra blue. Our weeks are filled with deadlines, responsibilities, and just stress in general. But it's college football season, and when the weekend hits, you got to protect your chill. So this season, make time to chill out, catch the game at your favorite bar, and while you're at it, order an ice-cold Coors Light. It's the beer that's made to chill. Protect your chill this season with Coors Light. Coors Light is the beer of college football. Whether your team's a powerhouse with a record to keep or an underdog with a point to prove, one thing's for sure, it's going to be a hell of a season. Stay refreshed through all the action with Coors Light, because no matter how your team fares after the clock runs out, a Coors Light in your hand means you're winning every time. It's almost that time of year where you can just keep your Coors Light outside. The mountains will turn blue when it's cold, my favorite part of the year. Protect your chill this season with Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/take. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. The NFL is also brought to you by Rocket Money. You know how much your subscriptions really cost? Well, most Americans think they spend around $80 a month on subscriptions when the actual total is closer to $200 plus. The Rocket Money app shows all of your subscriptions in one place. It cancels what you don't want for you. Rocket Money can even find subscriptions that you didn't know that you were paying for, or you may even be double charged for a subscription. To cancel, all you have to do is press cancel. It's super easy. Rocket Money takes care of the rest. It's free money that you're missing. You might not even know that you're missing it every single month, but it's more money that's going to be in your account at the end of the month, and it's all thanks to Rocket Money and their system. Cancel unnecessary subscriptions with Rocket Money today. Go to rocketmoney.com/take. Seriously, it could save you hundreds per year. That's rocketmoney.com/take. Check it out.
Okay, the late slate. The Colts 25, the Raiders 20. Jeff Saturday.
We told you.
Shows up. We did.
We told you.
We did.
Listen, everybody out there that was hating on Jeff Saturday just because he was extremely unqualified for the job, sometimes you can take a job that you're not qualified for, and the guy that you're going up against is even less qualified than you are.
Yes. I saw someone tweet out, which would be a fascinating idea, is every week, whoever's playing the Raiders, just hire someone random and see if they can beat Josh McDaniels. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Because Jeff Saturday has set the bar. It turns out he's a prophet because we talked about it last week, but on October 30th, from his couch, he said Raiders look horrible on Twitter. They do look horrible. And Jeff Saturday, credit to him, one, he started Matt Ryan instead of Sam Ehlinger, which he knew was like, hey, Matt Ryan's a way better quarterback than Sam Ehlinger. Let's start him because he gives us a chance to actually win a game. And it was that deserves credit because Sam Ehlinger was the Frank Reich last gun. I almost said last gun in the bullet. Old school Barstool, last bullet in the gun. Move to try to keep his job, and he's like, no wait, Matt Ryan's actually pretty good. Let's just game plan for him. He put a guy named Parks Frazier as the offensive coordinator who never called a play in college or NFL, and they won the game. And Matt Ryan also scrambled for 39 yards.
That was such a fun run that he went on.
That was an insane run, and I have a sad stat for a lot of other teams in the NFL, including yours, Max. Matt Ryan's run will be the longest run for all of these teams this year. Packers, Eagles, Commanders, Bengals, Dolphins, Rams, Broncos, Steelers, Bucs. All those teams, Matt Ryan had the longest run.
In terms of seconds?
No.
Or in terms
yards.
of maybe both.
Yards. Yeah. The Buccaneers are the low man on the totem pole. Their longest run of the year is 17 yards.
Oh, that's
Matt
sad.
Ryan doubled it.
So, yeah, shout out Jeff Saturday. This was awesome because he basically coached the game on vibes the entire time.
Total vibes.
He was like,
Broed it up.
Matt Ryan's giving me good vibes. I want to impart my vibes to the team. His vibes were such a part of the DNA of the Colts today that Quentin Nelson probably had the play of the game when he took what he thought was a lateral that got dropped in the end zone or a fumble that got dropped in the end zone, and he picked it up and he probably ran like 7 to 8 yards with it, covered the ball up with both hands, was just like bucking people over.
He was just fighting people in the end zone.
Fighting people to get out of the end zone. And that's a guy that likes Jeff Saturday right there. He's like, Jeff Saturday used to play offensive line. He's my bro.
Yeah.
They're bros. I'm going to do this for him. And also just because I think Quentin Nelson just likes fighting people.
Yeah,
but
and it is vibes because Jeff Saturday.
Vibes.
I mean, we've had the discussion about like which coaches win a fight. I still think Mike Vrabel is the top of the NFL, but Jeff Saturday is top 5.
Yeah,
winning a fight guy like that has to count when you're in the locker room with the bros.
Yeah,
and saying man a lot.
I mean, the Raiders got a taste of it last year to have that kind of guy with Bisaccia.
Yeah,
I'm a believer in Jeff Saturday just because it makes absolutely no sense.
Sense.
And you can get mad at Jim Irsay or whatever, but Jim Irsay is he's a weird guy. That's why I love him. Are you shocked that Jim Irsay made an unusual hiring decision? Like, of course he made an unusual hiring decision. He's fucking Jim Irsay. So the people that are like impugning the way that the Colts are doing business or whatever, just have fun.
Yeah, just let it roll.
Just have fun watching this. He worked for Jim Irsay for what, like 15 years. They know each other. Sometimes you just hire your friends to do stuff.
And the Colts look competent. Like Jeff Saturday got the Colts looking competent, which they had not looked that way in a few weeks. Do you think about Jim Irsay? What are you saying?
I have a crazy hypothetical to your point earlier about hiring random people to coach against the Raiders.
Yeah.
Next week they have the Broncos. Can you imagine if they're running Peyton Manning against Jeff Saturday?
That would be fun.
Stop calling the freaking plays,
Storylines
Jeff.
galore.
You know who I would maybe game of the year for? Jake Plummer coaching the Broncos. Talk about vibes. Jake Plummer in that locker room.
You got to out-vibe a vibe
He'd
guy.
just be like, let's just go out there and sling the rock. Have some fun.
Let's just make a play.
Yeah, hey, Russ, stop thinking. Just
I'm
go
thinking
make a
Raiders
play.
Broncos. Yeah.
Yeah, Jake Plummer. Yeah.
Jake Plummer gets the entire team on mushrooms before.
Russ just freaks
Overloaded
out
with perspective.
That actually might be the way to do it.
Ego death.
Russ would definitely be the dude who's like, I'm dying, I gotta call the cops, and then you can just start whoever his backup is.
I actually think that Russell Wilson would be the worst quarterback in the NFL to take drugs with.
Oh my god!
Any drug doesn't matter. Like, can you imagine Russell Wilson on cocaine? How fucking annoying he would be.
Like Russell Wilson eating mushrooms, he would 2 seconds in be like, "Do you guys feel it?
Yeah,
you feel it? You feel it yet?
Or like,
I think I feel it. Shut the fuck up, dude."
Smoking weed with Russell Wilson.
He would put on Ciara's music.
Either
and
that,
like, what are we doing?
Either that, or he'd like think that you're supposed to put on Cheech and Chong whenever you smoke weed.
Yeah,
he definitely calls it doobies. Or no, he's a grass guy. You guys want to smoke some grass?
You want to listen to some Pink Floyd and watch Wizard of Oz?
Yeah.
Russell Wilson would
He'd
basically
probably act
be
like
smoking with your 17-year-old self.
He would be like,
we all did that,
pretending to hallucinate. Yeah. It would be just a bad time.
It sucks so bad. I was gonna say Jim Irsay. Do you think? I think he has kids. He won a Super Bowl. He's got a pretty sweet life. I think this might be top 5 days of his life because he hired his friend. Everyone made fun of him, and then his friend went out and beat the guy that he tried to hire a few years ago, and basically like had cold feet, signed the paperwork, everything was ready to go, agreed to deals, and then was like, "Nah, I'm gonna stay and be the offensive coordinator." Like the most slap in your face move ever to be like, "I don't want to be your head coach. I'd rather just be Bill Belichick's like assistant."
There's definitely tears being shed.
Yeah.
In that meeting, like Irsay probably went into the locker room after the game, and just everybody started to cry, and they probably hugged for a long time, like an awkwardly long hug. Where Saturday at some point was like, "Okay, I'm done. You can let me go. Let me go, sir." But like, yes, it's got to be a great feeling for him because McDaniels did fuck him over.
He fucked him over, and then and everyone laughed about this hire, including myself. Although it did take the Colts.
Yeah.
It just and maybe it's not actually a top 5 day of Jim Irsay's life, but Jim Irsay also strikes me as a guy who like 200 times a year says this is a top 5 day of my life.
Well, yeah, he'd
just be like, this is one of the best days of my life.
He's experiencing everything in the moment
on a random Tuesday.
So it's all great. Sometimes the universe just lines up and hits you correct if you're Jim Irsay.
Yeah.
If you just play a nice guitar, he'll be like, "This is top 5 moment.
Top 5 day of my life."
That was a great C chord. We need to talk about Josh McDaniels.
Yes.
Why is Josh? Why is this? Why was he hired? Why is he still hired?
Yeah.
Why is he not fired yet?
Yeah.
And how quickly can he get fired?
Josh McDaniels, this is gonna sound crazy, so everyone listening right now, maybe pull over. Josh McDaniels started as a head coach 6-0 with the Denver Broncos. Since that moment, he is 7-24 as a head coach.
Was that Tebow
Yeah.
No. It was before. It was Kyle Orton.
It was
He
before
traded away Cutler to the Bears, and then Kyle Orton.
he went 6-0, and they were cheating. They were videotaping opponents' practices.
Yeah.
A little bit of a New England thing that he carried with him.
Well, remember, and they beat the Patriots. I think in like the, it was either like maybe the 4th or 5th win, and everyone's like, "Holy shit!
Yeah.
This is a big moment. Josh McDaniels next up."
Yeah, he was cheating.
And he just sucked ever since.
So he was cheating, and they got caught. They had to stop cheating, and then he's just been objectively, by the numbers,
terrible. 7-24.
the worst coach in the NFL. So
Very bad coach.
McDaniels, bad coach. I have a theory. I think that Mark Davis is trying to drive down the value of the Raiders so that when he does inherit it from his mom, he has less taxes that he has to pay.
I like it.
And maybe he'll be able to come up with like $400 million instead of the $1.2 billion.
I like that.
That he's going to have to pay.
This is smart.
Yeah, so it's very smart by Mark Davis.
He's probably highly leveraging crypto.
Yeah. Oh, extremely.
Yeah, he's probably reading the news today and just being like, uh-oh.
He had a rough weekend. He was definitely like he probably had like 2 months where he took meetings every single day about someone that wanted to make their own coin in his likeness.
Yeah.
Like a Mark Davis coin.
I just imagine Mark Davis looking like he's at lunch at P.F. Chang's. He's in the bathroom, and it's like that scene from Succession when the rocket blows up, and Kieran McCulkin just like looks at it, and he's like, okay, and just puts his phone away. That's what he did when he saw like FTX has defrauded everyone. He just like, okay, back to my my beef and broccoli.
Yeah,
I can't think about this right now.
Mark Davis is he's going to be in some tough financial positions when that team does become his property. But this would be a good way to get around it a little bit. Like make everybody hate your team, hire the worst people to coach it.
Yeah.
I mean, Rich Bisaccia he's definitely won this breakup too.
Oh yeah, big time.
Like,
yeah,
he's very much missed in
and
Las
it
Vegas.
is the craziest situation where Josh McDaniels, like, if he got fired tomorrow, he'd have a job on Tuesday with the Patriots, and the Patriots would be significantly better off for it.
Well, yes, it would actually be great for all parties involved. Maybe this is like a 5-dimensional chess move that Mark Davis is playing, keeping the Patriots weaker by keeping Josh McDaniels on his staff,
Yes.
even though it's the worst thing for his team in the short term.
Yeah, Belichick needs to pull like one of his text message tricks and get Josh McDaniels fired.
Yeah.
That would be the smart move. But yeah, the Raiders are very, very bad, very, very bad vibes. And shout out to Jeff Saturday.
And Derek Carr after the game gave one of these speeches where he was just crying because he hates losing so much.
Yeah.
I'm reading in between the lines. He was wearing Fresno State gear, not Raiders gear.
Oh, no.
At the podium. That's like his equivalent of deleting something from his Instagram follows.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to show up wearing my college gear, and then I'm going to proceed to cry and just say I'm sick of all this stuff. I've reached the point where I honestly do feel bad for Derek Carr.
I was going to say, I wouldn't hate seeing Derek Carr in a year or two getting one of those like Matthew Stafford.
He's going to be on the
put
Colts.
on a team. Yeah, I know. He's going to be
on the Colts. It's going to be.
But get a team.
It's going to be Andy Dalton and then Derek Carr on the Colts.
Yeah, but it would be nice to see him somewhere, anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhere except for there. Yeah,
Yeah.
Just get him out. He seems like a genuine guy. People like him.
Yep.
He's a little weird. Probably, I'd say he's in the bottom quartile of quarterbacks to do drugs with in the NFL.
Yeah, no, I think he's a big God guy, which is fine.
Yeah.
Probably not the best hang, but it's, he does seem like a good teammate that everyone rallies around, but man, that's a bad situation.
He actually does look like, if I looked at Derek Carr, I'd be like, that dude's got some pretty good meth.
Yeah.
He gives off big speed vibes.
Yeah, and then you'd ask him and he'd call the cops.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, Cardinals 21, Rams 17. We're wrapping up. I loved this game. John Wolford versus Colt McCoy with a special guest appearance from Trace McSorley. This was essentially getting to see a Week 18 game Week 10. Because this was like both teams eliminated from – it actually was to a T because it was both teams eliminated from any real meaningful football. One coach most likely about to get fired in Cliff Kingsbury, and we got to see the backups duel it out. And Colt McCoy is definitely in the top level of backups in the NFL. So the Cardinals won, and I bet you Cliff Kingsbury was like, that was kind of cool because Colt McCoy did the things I wanted him to do.
Yeah, I did a bad job preparing people for this game because I knew that we might get a John Wolford game. I did not know that this was going to be the Colt McCoy game.
Yeah.
That snuck up on me, and I'd like to apologize because we've said many times on this show, Colt McCoy is the best quarterback to have come in a game in the middle of November and do a surprise start and win you a game out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That's his job as a backup, and he does it well every single year. He will win you one game, and he'll be like, thank you, Colt. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. That's why we're paying you like $2 million a year, whatever it is. I didn't know this was coming up. And if I did, I would have absolutely bet the farm on the Cardinals. And you're right. I feel like Cliff is getting a taste of what coaching could be like.
Yeah.
Where he's like, okay, we've got a functional offense that runs right now, and my quarterback's not screaming at me.
And you're
after
throwing
every
it
play.
to people other than DeAndre Hopkins. Like Rondell Moore is now looking like the guy that we all expected coming out of Purdue. Say something nice about Purdue. And, the Cardinals looked competent.
Yep.
And the Rams are cooked. Cooper Kupp got hurt at the end of the game. Sean McVay afterwards said it didn't look good. It didn't sound good. That sounds bad.
Yeah, if you can hear an injury, my diagnosis is bad.
So I was trying to figure out what happened, and people were guessing that maybe a fractured fibia, which sounds really bad.
It's not a bone.
Tibia?
There's a tibia, there's a fibula.
Tibia.
Tibia, that's a bad one.
Maybe it's both.
You don't want to break that one.
Fibula. Fibia.
The fibia, that you just
fibia.
Invented a new bone.
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
leg.
No, and he broke it.
That's bad.
That's how bad the Rams
He
season
invented a
is.
new bone that
Yeah.
a new injury that no one's ever had before. Cooper Kupp tweeted out just a couple days ago, I believe that we and all teams should be playing on grass. This is an age-old issue, and I believe the time to address the problem is now. Let's have the conversation for safer fields. I'm willing to have that conversation.
And then that
happened right
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah.
I like grass. Grass is more fun.
Grass is more fun as long as
It
you
gives
take
more
care
personality.
of it. Yeah, you got to take. That's the part that he's missing. A lot of teams don't take care of it.
Yeah, certain teams.
Yeah. Bears field is looking bad. Steelers field is looking real bad. Raljon, I'm sure, is looking terrible.
Well, no one's had an ACL injury in the last 3 weeks, so we're on a hot streak
Yeah,
right now.
so just, maybe literally the grass might not be greener.
It's not.
It's actually, if you look at the middle of Soldier Field right now,
It's never greener.
dead.
Sean McVay might just retire in the middle of the season.
The Rams are officially cooked. I'm calling them cooked. They're done. We haven't done Dunn chain in a while, but they are done.
Yeah, I'm confident in putting the Dunn chain on them. I mean, the Dunn chain just got converted to the Vikings chain.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's it.
Okay, last game. Oh, the Cardinals are 11-3 on the road since 2020, which is just a nice way of saying they're so bad at home.
That's pretty good, and probably all three of those losses probably were against the Rams.
Yeah, all they need to do is John Wolford versus Colt McCoy.
Yep.
Okay, last game. Brought to you by Roback. Roback.com for 20% off your first purchase. RHOBACK.com. I'm wearing the joggers right now. They're the most comfortable joggers in the world. Performance joggers. They're amazing. So go Roback. Check it out now. Roback.com. Promo code TAKE. Q-Zips, polos, hoodies, joggers. RHOBACK.com. Perfect fall, winter clothes at Roback.com. The Roback game is Packers 31, Cowboys 28. I saw this coming from a mile away. I knew the Packers, this just felt like the Packers finally getting right. And the prediction I had in September that Aaron Andrews will do a sit-down interview with Aaron Rodgers before a nationally televised game talking about how he's gelled with his receivers. This felt like the first day going towards that with Christian Watson, 3 touchdowns, and the Packers are now officially off the mat.
Yeah, we told you that Aaron Rodgers 28-18 against the spread as an underdog. We told you Aaron Rodgers 4-1 against the spread as a home underdog, and we told you that Aaron Rodgers is 11-3 against, or Matt LaFleur is 11-3 against the spread after a loss. This
Cockroaches.
We were ready to roll on this game.
These are cockroaches here.
And it was Mike McCarthy in the Gallagher tribute game.
Yep.
But we knew that Mike would get a little too inside his own head.
He did.
And get into the weird stuff.
And he did.
And he went full Mike McCarthy. And I'm confident in saying that Mike McCarthy lost the Cowboys this game.
Yeah. So this is a crazy stat. Entering today, the Dallas Cowboys were 180-0 all time when leading by 14 points through 3 quarters. If you include playoffs, they were 195 and
That's
0.
kind of crazy.
195 and 0.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, 14-point lead's a pretty big lead going into the fourth quarter, but still, that's crazy.
14 points is pretty.
Falcons have blown 7 of those in the last 2 years.
No, in this season.
Yeah. So, and then they blew this. Mike McCarthy. I don't really know. I was trying to figure out how I felt about the decision to go for it on 4th and 4 in overtime on the 35-yard line. I looked it up. Brett Maher, not great, like long distance. He's like about 50%. So you probably say, hey, our offense is better than 50% in a 4th and 4 situation. But yeah, Mike McCarthy throwing the headset, trying so hard to beat Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers as low as he possibly can be. And then he just does this. And Christian Watson, like, he's going to fucking be a stud, I'm sure. He's going to probably be a Hall of Famer. They are off. Like, when I say they're off the mat, I'm fully expecting the Packers to go on a run now and all my nightmares coming back.
I don't think so. I think that they're
I'm sure they will. They'll win Thursday.
They're still a very flawed team.
They'll win Thursday.
And as much as everything else can go well for the Packers compared to what's happened in the past, the fact that they're still trotting Amari Rodgers out there to return punts is just insane. I think he's got 5 fumbles on the year as a punt returner. Like, why are you still trying to make that work? It's very clear that he doesn't work in this offense.
Right.
Maybe they were trying to trade him. I don't know. But he's got the most non-quarterback fumbles of any player in the NFL this year.
That's crazy.
Don't have him return kicks anymore. It's just you're asking for bad things to happen. Those tend to happen to the Green Bay Packers in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like special teams miscues, things like that.
I'm nervous, though.
Christian Watson is actually very good.
Yeah, he's fast.
It's not a fluke. He's a very good player.
And I'm nervous because the Packers have finally done what they should have been doing all year. They just fed Aaron Jones. 24 carries for 138 yards.
He did the hold my dick when he jumped into the end zone.
What took you so long? They had 39 rushes today. Like that's what this team should do, especially with the wide receiving core they have. And now I'm very nervous that they're off the mat, going to turn a corner, all that shit. And if you're the Cowboys, like all that talk about the Cowboys being the second best team in the NFC feels a little different now when you go into Green Bay against a team that is on its like last dying breath and can't beat them.
So
up 14 going into the fourth quarter.
The Cowboys to me feel like a team that is on autopilot, and every time Mike McCarthy hits the autopilot disengage button and tries to steer it, things just go completely haywire and off the map. Like it's a team that can probably run itself for the most part with minimal Mike McCarthy and head coach interference.
Yes.
That's the strategy. That's how you win if you're the Dallas Cowboys. The less that he actually does, the better for your team overall.
Yeah.
He looked good though. Mike McCarthy looked good before the game. He was wearing the like suede trench coat walking around Lambeau.
Yeah.
It was
Old
nice.
School.
Yeah, it was nice. He gave Aaron Rodgers a nice little hug. They looked genuinely happy to see each other.
They're cockroaches. I also I don't know if this game wasn't on Dak. I just don't. I don't have like a ton of faith in Dak as a big. Do you have a ton of faith in Dak as a big time win a big game guy?
I do not have a ton of faith in Dak as a
and
big time.
I just don't. I don't know why. Again, I don't think this game. He did have 2 interceptions. Like
yeah, no, there
I
were
just don't.
A lot of people were saying that they should be playing Cooper Rush instead. It might have just been me, but I'm sure that there was more
he's
than
better
one
than
person
he's
saying
he's a very good quarterback.
They just need to.
If you're like big game, I need to win a game. I just am not feeling like Dak is going to win me a game.
They need to run the Cooper Rush offense with Dak Prescott as the quarterback.
Yeah.
And then I think things simplify themselves at that point.
You
just give the ball to Pollard. Let Pollard just go fucking ham on everybody. He's a good running back.
You got to be pretty pumped, Max, watching that.
Yeah, I love seeing the Cowboys lose. Always.
Are you okay?
Did you get sick?
No, I'm good.
You got sick in the middle of the show?
You just turned into like Bane for a second.
Yeah.
It was a little thing I'm working on. It's fine.
Okay.
No,
nice.
Wait, did you do that on purpose?
No.
You can just slide into that?
I just hadn't spoken in a while.
Yeah. Oh, it's coming back.
Yeah, it's coming back.
Oh, damn.
It's always a good day when the Cowboys lose.
Yeah, I want to see them die. Okay. Should we do some football guy of the week and then wrap it up with some who's back of the week? Football guy of the week we're going to do, but we got to talk a little bit about Venmo. Pull up the cards, boys. You might have heard of Venmo. If you're like me, you might still be catching up on Venmo requests from the weekend. I sent money to one of the PS5 guys. I got to buy another PS5 for another guy, so I still got to do that. But Venmo was the way I did the first one. Did you know about the Venmo debit card? It's a great way to use the money you have in Venmo at tons of your favorite places, in person or online, and there's no monthly fee, no minimum balance, and you'll automatically earn cash back right to your Venmo account as you go. Plus, Since it's all part of Venmo, tracking your spending and getting paid back is really simple. It's right there on the Venmo app. This card's as easy as it sounds, whether you're going out to dinner or getting tickets to the game. Turn what matters to you into everyday rewards with your Venmo debit card. Look at that. Everyone got their Venmo debit card?
Got mine.
Nice. Yours purple. I like that.
That's sick.
The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A. Learn more about Venmo debit card at venmo.com/PMT. Everyone has Venmo. Everyone sends money on Venmo. Why not just have the Venmo debit card, and then you can use it everywhere you go? Grocery store, bars, anywhere you want to use the Venmo debit card. It is simple, and it's all right there on your Venmo app. You can see it all. Venmo debit card. Get it right now. See this? I don't know why I'm holding it this way. It's this way. Venmo debit card. Oh, no, it is this way. Venmo debit card. It's got the chip, too. I've been a big chip guy recently. The
It's
tap
awesome.
chip.
Just
the tap
tapping it? Yeah.
I love tapping it.
Game
now.
changer.
Love tapping it. Don't like to insert it. Just tap it. Venmo debit card. Football guys of the week. Jake.
Yes, filling in for Billy this week. So these are his submissions. I'm just
Okay.
echoing them. Number
caveat.
one, Mike Evans, a high school head football
Did you
coach.
lose your voice?
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
Talked for
Too much partying?
5 hours nonstop Friday.
I did
Didn't
too.
sleep.
Smoke a lot of weed
Yeah,
last
not
night?
my voice. Am I just built different?
Yeah, you are.
Wow. Remember that stretch last year where I lost my voice for like a month?
That was bad.
That sucked. Shout out to all the AWLs for hanging in with me.
Yeah.
I thought I'd never get it back. I actually made a doctor's appointment and didn't show.
Maybe I.
But I made it.
What's the doctor going to tell you at that point? Like, let me see. Oh, yeah, your throat sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop talking
Sorry.
for like 1 second, dude.
Mike Evans, a head football coach in the Pittsburgh area. His team's state playoff game was forecast for rain, so he brought the fire department's hose and
I love that.
during
I love
practice,
that.
got
I
his
love
players
that.
wet.
That's
Yeah.
always nice.
I love that.
I know you like to get wet. Come on, Jake.
Yeah. Number two, a journalist named Sam Porter. He screenshotted a text conversation to his friend.
Yes, this was great.
Me and Alice are now engaged. And then his friend said, ref's been calling all kinds of bullshit, just keeping Casey in the game. The F does that have to do with me getting engaged? And then he said, LMAO, I thought you meant like locked in on the game, bro. SMH, sorry. Congratulations. That's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah, I know that speaks to like when you're watching football. Sometimes you just assume that the entire rest of the world is also watching
Yeah.
football.
I'm locked in now. I'm engaged.
Yeah. Number three, Jeff Saturday's speech
Yep.
this week, which
Bro,
everyone
man,
we already talked
bro.
about.
Yep.
And then number four, we didn't talk about this game because we recorded early, but Baker Mayfield on Thursday Night Football, he was headbutting his teammates with that helmet.
Yeah. I just gave him a just chill out, man, for that.
Yeah.
I feel like there were a couple offensive linemen on that team that he headbutted, and they were like, "Why? Why are you doing this to me right now?"
And he just kept on going.
Yeah.
Yeah, so vote on the poll.
Yeah. Okay, nice. Thank you,
Oh,
Jake.
Mike Leach won last week.
Yes.
Cool.
That makes sense. And then didn't cover against Georgia. Thanks for nothing, Mike Leach.
I like the fire department hose move. That's a solid move for a high school football
Yeah.
coach. I like how sometimes they get the scissor lift and they send a guy up there with the hose so he makes it come down like from above where
Brian
it's
Kelly,
raining.
be careful.
Yeah, no, his two favorite things: storms and scissor lifts.
Okay. Who's back of the week? Who's back of the week brought to you by Visible. With Visible's one-line wireless plan, the data is unlimited and all yours, so you can stream all the holiday games or movies you want from almost anywhere. Leave the family plan drama and get a one-line wireless plan with Visible. It's just $30 a month, taxes and fees included. Start saving with Visible's one-line wireless plan. Switch today at Visible.com and get up to $250 gift card when you buy a select device. Hank.
I got a couple, if that's all right.
All right,
You
yeah,
look good, Hank.
absolutely.
I like the flannel. We doing flannels?
Flannel, yeah.
I got some new flannels. I'm going to probably debut them next week.
It's the season.
Yeah.
Are you tan, Hank?
Am I?
Your face looks red.
Booze burn?
It might just be the. It's not booze. It's just probably this, wool flannel.
Oh,
There's
man,
nothing
you're-
worse than
you're
people
toasty.
when someone's like, "Are you tan?" and it's like, "No, I've just been drinking for 8 hours."
Yeah.
No drinks today. My who's back first. Who's back of the week is F1 drama.
Yeah.
Current guests are guys Max and Checo, teammates, not getting along great. Max did not let Checo pass him today. He was very
Are
upset
you
afterwards.
supposed to? I was trying to follow along with that. Like, would it just? It would have been the nice thing to do to have.
It's like the teammate thing. Max has already wrapped up all the awards. He's the best driver in F1. All he had to do is throw his guy a bone. But it also was like, that's who Max Verstappen is. He's not going to – he's a dick. in like a very This is like a Jordan thing, like Jordan, Kobe, like Tiger Woods. Yeah, those guys are dicks, but that's why they win. So you kind of take. I don't know. I felt bad for Checo.
Me too.
Felt really bad for him.
So what place did he get?
Second, I assume. F1's going on too long. I will be excited to watch this and Drive to Survive.
I'm actually really pumped. I'm getting pre-excited about the F1 in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Because they're going to race it through the Strip.
Yeah.
Like downtown Las Vegas. That's going to be a fucking crazy weekend.
Yeah.
Another who's back is Coach Doug's. Getting the key to the city of Toledo this week.
I am.
Very funny, callback to COVID. Coach Doug's a video game character, Big Cat. His coaching career won a national championship for Toledo.
Yep.
They promised him a key to the city, and that's actually going to happen in real life on Tuesday. Which is just
sounds like there's a lot going on in Toledo.
Yeah. We're doing the Maction tour for the college football show. So 5:30 p.m. on Tuesday, 5:30 p.m. on Wednesday. Might be 4:30 on Wednesday because we're going to be at NIU. So Toledo, come out, and then NIU on Wednesday. I was thinking about it. I would love for there to be a big crowd at Toledo. I also wouldn't hate it if it was like 8 people. That would be kind of funny.
Like
if
when
it
you
was
guys
like
went to
8
Youngstown that one time?
Yeah, right. It'd be like
the mural?
8 people and maybe like an old lady like walking up and like peering and like hearing like Big Ev swear and just be like, ooh, not for
You
me.
get the basketball team there.
Yeah, the basketball team who was in our
Hopefully,
Barstool Invitational, they played great. But yeah, I'm going to be getting the key to the city. I've never had a key to the city. I assume that means I just own Toledo now.
Yeah. You can change the law.
I can do anything.
I just pulled up your roster from that Toledo team.
Give it to me.
Quarterbacks, Cade Shipley and Blake Bortles, who was a transfer.
Okay.
Fullback, Brock Hemme.
Brock Hemme.
Good name.
Running backs, Bam Bam Calloway and Bo Hammer.
Bam Bam Calloway was a great name.
Receivers, Prince Fontana, Cisco Bay, and Ken Moore.
Okay. I remember my defensive end was the reason why I won the national title.
Robert Roberto.
I think it might have been Robert Roberto.
He's your defensive end.
Yeah, he was a stud.
Receivers, Prince Fontana, Cisco Bay, Ken Moore. Tight end, Bubba Butt.
Bubba Butt.
Linebacker, Dilbert Duggerton.
Okay, that was my son. That was my son, yeah. Yeah, because I went home to Toledo.
Yeah. Kicker,
that's where I started the whole thing.
Yeah, kicker, PFT commentator.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that's good.
Also a transfer. And then punter, Norm Wood.
Norm Wood, okay, yeah. That was, the COVID times. No sports. But yeah, key to the city, 2 years in the making. Feels good.
Very funny. And then lastly, just shout out AWLs. There was a lot of AWLs came out on Friday.
Tons.
To the Barstool Invitational. It was great seeing everyone. Lots of merch repping.
Lots of merch on the Jumbotron. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was great. Thanks everyone for coming out. Jake absolutely crushed it. Big Cat crushed it too, obviously.
No, but Jake crushed it.
Jake crushed it.
Jake, like...
You guys crushed.
No, Jake,
Yeah.
you crushed it, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Me too.
Don't get too ahead of yourself, though. Young whippersnapper.
about
No. You did crush it. You were basically Dave Pash dealing with Bill Walton on steroids. With me and Dave just rambling about gambling lines.
It was really fun.
Yeah, it was. You did a great job. I'm very proud of you.
Thank
I texted you after.
You did.
I said I'm very proud of you.
Yeah, thank you.
Also, PFT, I pulled off to get gas in Philly, and I stumbled across a bar called Bonks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I took a picture.
I might stop by.
Yeah. All right, PFT.
My Who's Back of the Week is Casey Anthony.
Oh.
Casey,
Speaking
yeah.
of bonks.
Wait, why are you
That's
bonking
you.
me for
That's
that?
you.
That's not on me. I am attracted to her, but that's not why I chose her.
Yeah.
No, Casey Anthony's back. She's doing a Netflix thing where or maybe it's on Peacock. I don't know. I probably screwed that up, and whatever streaming service is on is very upset at me for doing that. But she's doing a documentary about her life and about the case where she allegedly killed her daughter.
Yeah, I
son or
believe
daughter. So I'm fascinated with Casey Anthony because she is maybe the biggest liar in the history of the world. Mm-hmm. Everything that she says is a lie, but I'm fascinated by her brain. And it's like a weird thing that I have where like I've watched all of her police interrogations that she's done. I've seen like every interview that she's ever given because every word that comes out of her mouth is a lie, and I love her for it.
Yeah.
I mean, she's obviously a terrible human being who should probably be in jail for the rest of her life, but she's not, and she's doing this new series, so I cannot wait. I think the first episode, they're going to tease it next week, and then I'll have to watch the entire series.
I'll do a review
after
with
that.
you.
Yeah,
All
Casey
right.
Anthony,
We'll do a
shout
review
out.
on the podcast.
But I banned her from the pod from part of my take.
Okay, all right. But we'll do a review.
If she wants to come on the podcast, then I'll reconsider. but right now she is banned from part of my take.
Only in-person interview.
Only in-person interview. Yep, absolutely.
That's not a bonk, Hank. It's better. It would be better.
It would be very good face-to-face.
Right.
Agreed.
I mean, Hank, you're
Way
all about
better.
the numbers. Fact or fiction?
Fact.
Casey
Fact.
Anthony interview
Fact or fact?
would do. I think it would do bigger numbers than Aaron Rodgers.
Fiction.
No,
I think that might be fiction.
I think because you draw in a whole new. Who do you think's killed more people, Aaron Rodgers or
Rodgers.
Casey Anthony?
I think the listeners of the show. I think love sports. There's probably a
We're sports
good
guys.
percentage of people that don't even know Casey Anthony.
I think that you're forgetting.
Our guys are horny too.
Yep.
Our AWLs, they're a strong group of horny sports guys
and you're forgetting
and women.
that there's an entire audience for like true crime shit, and they listen to podcasts. Like that's all they do. If you're
That's
a true
true.
crime fan, all you do is listen to podcasts.
We are the only thing that like beats us routinely is true crime. So we gotta get up there. And Joe Rogan. That would be my who's back. My who's back is UFC. I was able to go to UFC 281. We had John Anik in studio on Friday. It was awesome. Saw Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan and Dave had a talk. It was basically like the peak of masculinity in America.
Did they like respect each other's presence?
Yeah, no, they were catching up. But it was crazy. It was Dana put us because Meatball Molly was fighting. Unfortunately, she lost. Tried really hard. Actually, in a weird way, and this will sound like loser talk, it was probably the most impressive loss I've ever seen because she could have tapped out like 100 times and she didn't until she was basically out of breath, and all of her limbs were broken. But it was crazy. I got to sit next to Halle Berry, who I would say we're close personal friends now. Although,
Who was she with?
I don't know. It was some guy, but who cares? I was actually like, is he bothering you? She's like, no, that's my brother. And she posted a picture of her from the event being like, caption this, and you could see me a little bit in it. And then she deleted the picture because I think everyone replied tagging me. So
Yeah.
I don't think there's a future for us.
She's probably upset about that.
Jealous.
Yeah, jealous.
Probably
of-
for the
of
best.
Me. Yeah, yeah.
Probably for the best. Halle Berry is.
Well, whoever
Yeah.
her man's with was probably upset.
Yeah. And then the best moment though, the fights were incredible. The Pereira is just probably the most intimidating guy ever, and then the Poirier Chandler fight was like an all-time fight where it was a round of boxing, a round of grappling, and then a mix in the third round. But the best moment was I got to shake hands with Stephen A. Smith, and he has his phone on his belt, so he has the case. And he whips it out like a fucking gun. Like he shook our hands and then he got a call and he just like, pfft, and just fucking took it. A couple, okay, sounds good. Pfft, walked off.
Is he still wearing the big pants?
He was wearing the big pants.
He's got
he was
huge
wearing
pants, like top 10 pants guy.
a Kobe Letterman jacket that said like legends never die. Just by far the most, like, I was sitting next to Halle Berry and I saw Stephen A. Smith and I was like, holy shit, there's Stephen A. Smith whipping out his phone.
I bet Stephen A. Smith has like Madison Square Garden outfits, like already set aside. He's like, these are worthy to wear to a sporting event at the Mecca.
Yeah, but it was crazy. The UFC, I mean, it's an all-time like top live event to be able to go to. So thank you to Dana and Patty the Baddie's fighting in a month. So hopefully he wins. And Meatball Molly's gonna be back. She was fighting a girl that everyone said was gonna be a champion. And here's the coolest part about the whole night. Meatball Molly from Liverpool, friend of ours on the show. She was fighting a girl from Jersey. Madison Square Garden went nuts for Meatball Molly.
That's great.
Booed the girl from Jersey.
Good.
So, nice little thing for us. Okay, Jake. Oh, and fun announcement. 9 a.m. Tuesday. Fun announcement.
My who's back is basketball on a ship.
Yeah.
This happened during our broadcast, so I wasn't able to watch, but caught the highlights. Michigan State Gonzaga, great game for Veterans Day, and it was cool.
Yeah, Michigan State won, right?
Wasn't
No.
Win, was Win the problem?
Shit. I didn't. No.
Where are you?
Gonzaga won?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Michigan State missed the buzzer beater.
Fuck.
Yeah, this is my favorite
didn't-
college basketball game of the year is when they go on the aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
And I always think, like, don't the waves make it tough to dribble and jump and all that
of
stuff?
it? Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
And the
it's
All
sun-
uniforms.
Can you
Veterans Day.
could you
Yeah.
play a baseball game on like if you docked a bunch of aircraft carriers like together,
Barge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
or like a football game? Dude, they should play a
Football, cool.
football game on an aircraft carrier.
That would be fun.
That would be
That'd
crazy.
be sick.
That'd
But like
be a
one
lot
that's
of fun.
actually moving around at sea.
That would be great.
Wow.
I'd watch
Yeah.
that.
In the,
That's
in the
next.
canal.
Yeah.
Yeah, get it stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's next up.
Mm-hmm.
We've conquered every. Tom Brady's gonna have to stay playing football until he can win on an aircraft carrier.
Yeah, or like what if you built a golf course on boats? So like you had a bunch of aircraft carriers,
Yeah.
and then you grew the greens out.
They have
You
mini golf on
hit from
cruise
one
ships.
to the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
These are all ideas
All
for
great
the future.
ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a cool event.
Yeah, that was. Okay. Good show, everyone. Numbers.
69.
17.
Hank, have you ever gotten
Nope.
this? Have you?
No.
Why are you so angry?
Wait, Hank, remember the
Okay.
last 4 shows we've had 2 numbers.
What were they?
44, 44, 12, 12.
but that means we're gonna get a new number now, and then it's gonna double up.
You would think.
Unless
18.
unless someone takes it before me, I'm taking 17 every time.
18.
I have no choice.
20.
If you have 69,
I got 69.
I will take 30. Hank, you've never gotten this?
I have not, Dan.
He said that like it was a slur.
Yeah, very upset.
Daniel.
$45.
Almost 44 again.
Devin White.
6 times.
45.
Love you guys.
Damn, Hank. So close.